Us. Let's see if that fixed it for the stream. It usually takes a minute or two to propagate and go through. No, that didn't work. Right now, I have to give them my number for the other channel. Supposedly, they want my phone number, and then they need to be, like they have to authorize you going out. I have to give them my number for the
Oh, gotcha.
channel. Supposedly, they want my phone number.
All right, yeah, looks like it's live, yeah. We good.
Like they have to authorize you going out. I have to give them my number. Okay, I can hear you too, so that's the important thing. Okay, cool.
I always forget to turn the fucking volume off, dude. There we go.
There we go. All right, so it should be good now. It should be all adjusted. Everything should be good for people. If there's anybody that shows up, I doubt there will be. We could always go back to the other channel. Like that's not a problem. But,
yeah.
Like, we do run the chance of it getting deleted, I suppose, with another strike.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, our ones of viewers would be very disappointed if they couldn't go back and listen to the past shows, dude.
That would be a shame, I'm sure.
All right. But yeah, did you see? I haven't checked anything this morning, but the governor race here.
The one where 25% of the fucking voting machines suddenly didn't work in any of the Republican fucking voting areas.
Yeah.
And all their votes went into magic boxes, never to be seen again.
Yeah, but even despite all that, Kerry Lake had pretty much pulled up even, as the last I heard.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is, there's all these other elections where, like, the polling was drastically different from what actually occurred, and the only possible fucking explanation, the only possible explanation for the numbers being that drastically different is voter fraud. Like, you go through and you'll find that most of those votes that changed the election course came from empty lots. Fucking people that don't exist. Dead people voting multiple times.
Yeah, dead people voting.
This is why Republicans, are like, hey, our election integrity is a problem.
Did you see the Project Veritas had one where they were secretly filming a bitch in I think Pennsylvania, but either way, it was one of the poll workers that was encouraging them to vote Democrat.
Yeah.
So one of the people that's working at the polls, dude.
Absolutely.
And I was like,
felonious actions. That's a felony.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a felony.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. You should have a fucking problem with that.
I'd be just as pissed if it was somebody saying vote Republican. It doesn't matter which way you're doing. You're a poll worker. You don't get to do that.
Yeah. That's fucking wildly, felonious.
It's the same reason why they don't let these companies that just want to give water to the people standing in line at the election places.
Yeah.
They're not going to do anything amiss or campaign. They just want to hand out water and sandwiches.
Yeah. That's illegal too, right? Like, again, no matter what, even if you're not saying anything to vote either way, right? Like, you're not allowed to give out shit.
Yeah, it's because what they'll do is they'll be like, here's our Democratic water, or like, here's our Republican sandwich. It's like, you can't do that. It doesn't matter which side you're on. You don't get to go campaign at the fucking polling place. It's totally inappropriate.
Yeah, you could always say, like, no, I didn't say anything about it. Sure, I was wearing a Republicans rule or Democrats rule t-shirt.
Like, Trump is the best shirt or some shit, or like my Biden hat.
Yeah, Biden hasn't lost his mind shirt.
Children watching glasses that allow me to like sniff them from a fucking 5 feet away. I don't know why they voted Democrat.
Yeah, shocking.
You goddamn fucking child molester president.
Yeah, that shit is fucking.
So the question at the end of the day, though, is who controls the House and the fucking Senate? Because it looks like it's going to go to the Democrats, which is not at all what the people voted for. So that's a real problem. Like, and then you have people like Tim Pool, who's like, look, somebody came and offered me a check, so I'm just going to say that the elections were disappointing but totally fair.
Oh yeah, fuck, dude.
What a
I
fucking
don't know why
sellout
anybody
piece of
still
shit.
listens to that fucking retard, dude.
Oh, I was listening
Yeah.
to him today because he had Milo Yiannopoulos, which talk about fucking ironic. He's going to try to sweep voter fraud under the rug and pretend it didn't happen, along with the guy that fucking ripped off all his fucking audience for that fucking
Oh yeah.
scholarship thing where he just took the money and just disappeared.
Yeah, bought himself a $1,200 fucking T-shirt.
Yeah, all this other shit he bought with that fucking scholarship money, and the money never went to anyone else. And of
Yeah.
course, they're not
Yeah.
even going to talk about it on the show. And then I left a comment about it. It got deleted immediately.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah, when I say I don't know why anybody listens to him, I mean heeds his opinions in any way.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
okay.
I get why you
He's
watch that
entertaining.
show.
He does have people that are entertaining on occasionally.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
Some of the people on the show are kind of fun to watch. Like sort of like, I don't know, like you would watch a bug under a magnifying glass or something.
Right,
It's just so
right.
fucking dumb. It's like, wow, how do you not just forget to breathe occasionally? Like, are you
Right.
like? I'm surprised this person hasn't died of oxygen deprivation. Like, genuinely baffled on that one.
Fuck. Yeah, it sucks because I kind of like Milo, dude. But yeah, it's fucking.
Oh yeah, he was a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
well-
I really enjoyed his antics. I didn't really agree with much in his way of politics, and I don't think he's a very smart man when it comes to all that stuff. I think he's pretty fucking stupid. But
Yeah.
he was fucking entertaining as all hell.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and I kind of like the fucking I'm straight now shtick.
oh, is
It's
he
like
suddenly
nobody
straight
fucking
now? I
buys
hadn't
it.
heard about that.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
he's
also,
pretending he's straight now, dude. It's
listen,
fucking weird.
listen to his goddamn interview on Tim Pool for like 10 seconds. I think I put a mark down. It's like 3 minutes and 47
I saw
seconds,
it.
if you can.
Yeah.
Is Milo Yiannopoulos doing a fucking voice? Because it's not what he
Oh,
sounded
gotcha.
like when he was last on social media.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see. I'll check it out real
He
quick.
sounds totally fucking different.
Yeah, you said you posted it, right?
Yeah. It
Let's
should be
see.
the
I'll listen to
the
it just
last
for a
thing on the
second.
General in the Untitled Studios World Tour.
All right. I hope this doesn't bleed
Discord.
through, but damn it, commercials.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just 3 minutes and 47 seconds is where Milo starts, and you just immediately you're like, that's not his fucking voice. What the fuck? Like, it's just like, holy
right, hold on.
shit, dude. Oh, the trail mix, beverage powder, napkin, coffee, creamer.
Oh yeah, he's doing like almost an ASMR voice. What the fuck?
Right? It's so fucking bizarre. It's not at all right. Like,
Yeah.
you're just listening to him going like, dude, what the fuck is this? And no one's gonna mention he's doing a fucking voice. Like, come on,
Yeah.
guys. Can't we I mean, we're not gonna talk about the fraud. All right, I get it. You're just gonna let it go and we're gonna pretend he didn't steal like $100,000 from
Yeah,
his fucking
people
audience.
donating to his scholarship.
Yeah, I think it was
What the fuck
$100,000,
was
right?
the scholarship for? What did he say it was
supposed
for?
to be? It was supposed to be $10,000 scholarships for white males specifically.
Oh, gotcha.
And it was going to
Okay.
be a case where like they would just like whoever the guy with the best like SAT scores or something along those lines was going to get it. And it never went to anybody but himself. And it's like, it was really fucking gross. And it was like one of those things where you're like, well, yeah, that's pretty fucking uncool. You know?
Yeah. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
shit, I
Yeah,
didn't know
that's
you
pretty
could
shocking
buy
that-
this.
What happened?
Oh my god, I'm gonna send this to my mom. Okay, so there is, I didn't know you could do this, but they sell like a blanket that you put down under your fire pit. It's like a fiberglass or something. It's you put it under a fire pit, a barbecue, whatever, and it can catch like anything that manages to come out, like, you know, little bits of coal or burning wood or sparks or whatever. And it's fireproof.
So it's like non-flammable?
Yeah, it's non-flammable. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Interesting.
Yeah, I thought so. Right? I mean, that's pretty fucking cool.
Nice.
And we have a fire pit that we occasionally like to use, and we like to use it on our deck in the front yard, which is like a wooden deck. And I'm just looking at this, going like, that's the perfect size. It's about 3 foot by 3 foot, a little more than 3 foot by 3 foot, and that's perfect to cover like right underneath the fire pit, and then be a lot more or a lot less concerned with what might happen if the fire were to like spill over or some sparks were to kind of float down from it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And it's like
that's pretty
25
fucking
bucks,
awesome.
so it's not even like a really expensive
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, that's fucking pretty fucking handy.
Yeah, it was just a random thing that was on my Amazon front page for whatever reason. So I was just seeing if I was getting anything shipped to me today because I have a couple of orders
No.
outstanding.
Yeesh. Oh shit! Oh, before I forget, did you watch any of the Candace Owens documentary about Black Lives Matter and the George Floyd shit?
No, I didn't even know
Have
there
you
was
heard
one.
anything about it?
That sounds fucking entertaining.
Okay, so yeah, I haven't actually watched it, but I was I came across it from I don't know if you know who Chris Gore is. I really didn't, and I didn't remember him, but he was on G4 a lot back in the day, right?
Okay.
When it was good, not this relaunch that was fucking horrible. But anyways, like he did a review of it because I was first watching him because he did a review of G4 and what the fuck happened, that mess. But anyways, apparently, like the thing's about an hour and 20 minutes long, and it's supposedly about BLM and all their bullshit, and apparently like 50 minutes of the entire documentary is just her like discrediting George Floyd. Like the vast majority of it is just her discrediting it, and like only like 10, 20 minutes is actually about BLM's people, the main people buying $1 million mansions.
Yeah. Well, I'm not
So
sure.
yeah,
I'm not sure if is that a problem for some reason, or like I'm confused as to isn't it supposed to be a documentary about both those things?
yeah. Well, I mean, it's allegedly supposed to be about the BLM shit, but you put like, because
It's only
what it
supposed
seems
to be
like
about
it,
the BLM stuff, but it turned into just a big thing about George Floyd for no reason.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, and it's
I thought it was
basically
supposed to
because
be about both of those things, so I was confused as like why that was a problem.
yeah, no, from what I understand, it was supposed to be mostly about, or sold kind of as mostly about all the crazy shit they've fucking done, blatant fucking fraud or whatever. How none of the money. Oh yeah, apparently. Although they did at least point out that, like, the money from that was supposed to go to like the victims of, the black victims of whatever, and like a bunch of the money she funneled into like these trans organizations, like in the U.S. and Canada.
Yeah.
Just fine donating it to, but the people that are donating are not donating for that reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just fucking. I mean, besides, obviously, very little of the money went anywhere besides in their pockets.
Oh yeah. Well, of course. Yeah.
But
No, they're definitely
what they
not
did
gonna
do,
like what do you call that? Oh, brain no worky.
yeah. Which again, any charitable organization of any significant size, again, a vast majority of the money does not, goes to pay people's salaries. Like there's charities with people getting like 500,000 a year, $1 million a year to run the fucking charity.
Yeah.
Which I don't know, dude. It just seems fucking wrong, dude. To have like, I think it's only like 10 to 15% of the money, like if that, actually goes towards whatever charitable thing they're claiming to, want to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely what do you call it? They definitely committed fraud on like a pretty massive scale, and it's kind of disappointing that no legal charges have been brought forth.
Yeah.
Because
Well, that would be racist and sexist if you did that.
Yeah. Of course it would. No, I really it's just disappointing that they haven't decided to press any charges or have those people brought up on charges, because there's a lot of people that they just stole a lot of money from, like people who would not have given them the money had they not Had they expected that money was going to their pocket and not not going where it should be going. So it's like,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up, man. But yeah, I guess in the documentary, because again, Candace Owens is a fucking childish fucking grifting bitch. But it was basically the reason she did that is she caught a bunch of flack for saying anything against George Floyd like a couple of weeks after the incident happened. So it's, she's a fucking petty, fucking childish fucking cunt. So she made it all about fucking making sure everybody knew that George Floyd wasn't a saint,
Yeah.
Which I think everyone knew already,
Which
right?
we already know. It's not like this is news or some sort of brand new information that no one had. But when it talks about the BLM stuff, that really hasn't been covered a whole lot. So it's kind of nice to suddenly, like, somebody's talking about it, and then you're like, oh, I guess they're not really.
Yeah, yeah. So it was basically like her fucking vengeance or whatever the fuck her issue was. Because like when they were reviewing it, they're like, yeah, I wanted there to be like a deep dive into the fucking, how much of a fraud the BLM shit is.
Yeah, that would be really nice.
But it was
really
very little. Dive. Apparently, there was like maybe 15 to 20 minutes dealing with that.
Yeah.
And almost an hour pointing out shit that most people already
knows. Yeah. That's a real scummy thing to do. It seems right up Candace Owens' fucking alley, honestly.
Yeah. Well, you've seen the way she reacts, like at fucking like any kind of Q&A sessions after any event she speaks at. Like her answers are like junior high school fucking clapback bullshit.
Yeah,
it's fucking like
she had the winning skin color. She knew it, and she jumped ship from what she was doing to do other things.
Yeah, she's like, I can make a lot of money because there's not a lot of black
up in it. So
Yeah, early on. I mean, by now, obviously, we realize.
Oh yeah. Not
okay,
anymore,
she's just a grifter like everybody else. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people
early on, especially. Yeah. When that whole shit about the
what's his name? I expect more. What do you call those? Supplement sales from Tim Pool. Like it's obvious he's basically just latched on to like a good business model, and for some reason like everybody seems to really like him. So it was like, oh, okay, good, we're gonna make plenty of money.
Yeah. The Tim Pool one is. Yeah, I don't know why anybody still takes him seriously.
Well, he has good guests on occasionally. It's nice to hear a less extremist point of view sometimes.
Right.
So you're not constantly just hearing like the world is on fire and everybody's gonna die, or everything's perfectly fine and you're just silly. Like some middle ground. So
this is true, I guess.
That's kind of nice, but it's not really like that. Like, he's still kind of fucking dumb.
Yeah, dude. The whole thing with the food buckets. I don't know if you remember that, but
was he selling
basically,
food
like
buckets?
early on.
Yeah.
Well, this was again
Steven Crowder.
Early on in the, like pretty early on in the when the COVID shit was happening, he was like telling people like, relax, this is not as serious as they're making it out to be, and all that kind of shit. Then he got the deal with the food buckets. And like the guys from the Revenge of the Sis had gotten offered like shit from the same company, but it's basically like you get paid on how much they sell using your fucking discount code or whatever. So like Tim all of a sudden did an about face and it started fucking like, being all alarmist, saying like, you got to get these buckets, man. You not know what's gonna happen here. You got to get the stuff.
The world's gonna end.
Yeah. So
Crowder.
So he immediately went from. Buckets. Yeah. So you're just like, okay, so you're just, you're gonna fucking espouse whatever brings you the most money.
Yeah. Although to be fair, Steven Crowder selling the food buckets is like an entertainment thing. He comes up with these clever little commercials and makes all these jokes about it. And his sales pitch is not the world is going to end. His sales pitch is, you never know what's going to happen. There may be an earthquake. There may be a fire. You might need this later on down the road. It's not a bad idea to have some stuff in case of emergency. Which I can respect that a little more than I can
That's
respect the the world's coming to an end. We're all going to die, and if you don't have a couple of these buckets, you're not going to have any food.
Yeah, you're gonna die if you don't buy these.
The perspective of buying for the Armageddon is kind of hilarious because quite often the stuff people want you to buy is very short term. So you're buying like a couple of weeks worth of food, maybe a couple of months worth of food. But like this is for the breakdown of modern society.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do at the end of like 2 months? Because you won't have had time to grow any food, and there's not gonna be a fucking grocery truck showing up because you ran out of fucking food buckets.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to just go online and have the shit delivered to your house.
You would need to have, if you're genuinely preparing for end of society as we know it, or just Armageddon, you're gonna want to have like 4 or 5 years worth of food put away, because you're gonna want to be able to not have to worry about food until you can grow your own and raise your own animals enough to actually sustain yourself year after year.
Yeah, and then, you're gonna want shit that lasts. Yeah, and again, you want shit like MREs, if anything, that are gonna last for fucking
you want
decades.
Something that's gonna last for a couple of 5-6 years in your whatever. So like that could also be like the rice and beans that some people get, and like you can do that with a lot of other stuff too, not just rice and beans. You can do it with like corn and pretty much anything you can dry out. Reasonably well. And that can be rehydrated and then eaten without too much difficulty. You can store in a Mylar bag in a big 20-gallon plastic bucket with some oxygen absorbers and some silica gel to absorb any moisture that might somehow manage to get in there. Yeah, that'll last you like 10-15 years on a shelf, easy. Like and still be perfectly safe to eat and healthy. So But like,
thank you, girls18.xyz. I don't know if you're looking in the chat at all.
Oh, I'm scanning some shit on Amazon.
Dude, I fucking reported. I don't know. Oh wait, can I? Probably can't do anything on your channel.
Took it out? Okay,
good. Well, I reported it as spam. I don't know if that actually
it removes it from the feed and then bans them from the channel.
Oh yeah, I can block it. Okay.
Yep, it's a pretty decent little.
I forgot. I'm so used to just like reporting them that I forget that I hear I can actually fucking block them on your channel.
Yeah. I'm a fan of that because like I don't care if like people are saying dumb shit or whatever. I just like they have to actually be people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like I ordered a 10-pack of MREs.
Oh, nice. There's channels that are fucking. Not the military grade.
Well, no, so they haven't been sitting around in some military building for the last 3 years and then getting sold off cheap. They're like ready to eat, like FEMA pack kind of things.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, because I was gonna say there's channels that'll open ones that are like 30 or 40 years old,
and still eat them.
MREs.
Steve MRE, man.
Fucking, they're not dying or fucking getting sick from them.
Yeah, it looks like
not always.
Red beans and rice, lentil stew, crackers, shortbread, fruit pastry, so like a Pop-Tart, some peanut butter, some strawberry jam, and a fig bar. So that's each one of these is like enough for a whole day. Like you wouldn't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to eat like 3 of them a day.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to eat 3 of them a day, and so. Oh, and it looks like it's not all the same. I don't think. But even if they are, that's a pretty decent deal.
It beats starving to death, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, and red beans and rice and lentil stew, both of those are pretty fucking tasty. Like let's be real. Like even having to eat that with no option, that's still be pretty tasty, and that's like a lunch and your dinner, and then you got like a Pop-Tart and some crackers and peanut butter and jelly for your breakfast. And then you got a couple other things in there to be like snacks throughout the day, like along maybe like that's pretty cool.
Indeed.
But I figure I needed to put some stuff in my my own personal emergency kit, so I'm gonna put like 3 of those in there, maybe 4. For the food portion of it, because I like to have 3 or 4 days worth of food in my emergency bag, because like then I have
no, you live in California, so there are a couple of natural disaster possibilities.
Yeah, I mean, had to
Not
evacuate
even
from
talking
fires
about
twice. Spent 4 or 5
fires.
days away from the house because of fires, and it's like.
I assume you're relatively close, or I assume you live in an earthquake zone there.
We've had some earthquake activity not long ago, like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say, most of California, really, right?
Yeah,
is one big earthquake zone.
Yeah, I don't think there's anywhere you could live in California where you would be completely safe from earthquakes.
Yeah.
But in general, the area around San Francisco and the area around LA are like the bigger hot spots.
Yeah, the famous San Andreas Fault.
Yeah, so those are the two main areas
the two
where
main
it's the worst.
Centers,
But there's no real safe place in California when it comes to earthquakes.
When I was selling insurance, I was surprised. I did not know that areas like Tennessee and that are considered like earthquake prone.
Yeah, there's other states where they have a lot of earthquakes. They just don't get the same notoriety as California does for some reason. It's like we're notorious for it, even though we're not nearly the worst. I don't think.
I think the Tennessee earthquake zones, they need better PR. Yeah, just not getting enough press, dude.
Well, I think the California ones kill more people because there's more people just in California in general.
Yeah,
and the 2 earthquake zones tend to be in the more populated areas where the most density of population is.
Yeah,
so they're more notorious because they've killed more people, maybe, or at least more like killed more people at one time than anywhere else. Like maybe because there may be other places with a lot of earthquakes where more people die on a regular basis, but it's not all at the same time, so it's not as notable, so people don't remember it as much. But like. 500 people die in one day in San Francisco. Like everyone's gonna fucking remember that.
Yeah. California's still the most populous state, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you have like
Texas might be like a close second place, but yeah. Florida maybe.
Florida, yeah, I was gonna say, but yeah, I think California has like 6 of the top 25 most populous cities.
Yeah. They're all in earthquake zones, like heavy-duty earthquake zones.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you, the earthquakes they're falling down here. They're not doing their job. They're getting lazy. California's still up and running. Okay.
We've been promised this earthquake for fucking decades now, dude.
I'm sorry, man. I mean, if LA this earthquake, it's like every time I go get my COVID-19 test, I keep being like, come back positive. I'll take a week off.
All right.
I'll take a mild cold for a week off.
As I can.
It took me a while. Yeah, I forgot you live in that area. Like, oh yeah, you guys are still doing that nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still test every fucking week for whatever dumb bullshit reason.
Oh my god.
So Northern California, we want to keep Stabby safe, so that's got to go. But like Southern California, if it can somehow wipe out all of Southern California, but somehow keep San Diego intact, like that would be ideal.
Like, I'll be honest, I really don't want bad things to happen to California. It's actually a wonderful place, I'm sure. It's just that the way things are running, it's fucking awful.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's roving homeless camps full of criminals and junkies. It's almost like when you give people $500 a fucking week. I think it's either a week or a month to just live on the street and do drugs that lots of people show up because that's a really good deal in their opinion.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I've heard from anybody that had visited San Francisco, like 20, 30 years ago or whatever, they absolutely love that city. And to see what it's like become, where there's just like there's literally an app like list, where you can report any shit you find on the street, and it's fucking everywhere.
When I was still dancing,
shitting in the street
10 years ago, that was a great place to go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking fucked up how fucked up it is now.
Yeah, it's very,
So
very
poorly fucking
disappointing.
managed.
Because San Francisco was a lot of fun. You go up there, there's museums and all sorts of shit to see. And I'm sure there's still plenty of safe areas in San Francisco that you can check up.
Yeah. And, find out wherever the Pelosi's live.
Yeah, but they're few and far between. Well, you can't bring a fucking gay junkie home to fuck and then
expect to go, be shocked that he hit you in the head with a hammer.
Go well. Is it? You know, to be fair though, is it gay if it's Nancy Pelosi being your other option?
Yeah, it's kind of understandable, I suppose.
Like, sort of like, I think most people would be like, "Nah, dude, woman, it doesn't matter. It's not Nancy Pelosi." So, you know.
Yeah, if you're married from the Crypt Keeper, you know, I can understand you wanting to try out the other side, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking, dude. Isn't she like 90? She's really old, right? Like she's obviously put a lot of fucking effort, money and time and effort into trying to appear young. But I think she's like fucking 90 or something, dude.
She makes the mountains look young. She remembers when the mountains weren't quite so high.
Damn it. Now it's bugging me.
Yeah, I think she's in like her 60s, late 60s, early 70s or something. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, that's funny. The first thing that pops up when you type in Nancy Pelosi, like the autofill,
age.
The first thing that pops up is age, dude.
Yeah.
She's 82. She's fucking 82 years old. Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, she's no business being in any sort of government at that age. I really genuinely think 60 should be the upper limit for people being in government. Like, you shouldn't be allowed to be a government worker after 60.
Yeah. Or maybe, what's the retirement age now? 65 or something?
67 and a half or some weird shit.
It's fucking weird that that's
68.
Changed. Right.
Yeah, it's changed, but I don't think life expectancy is appreciably changed in the same interim.
Yeah.
It'd be like one thing if they're like, we think everybody's going to live 3 years longer than they do now. So we're moving the retirement age 3 years back because it's just, you know, you got to have the right amount of time to build up resources before you don't have to work anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I assume they did it because, again, Social Security and all that would have gone bankrupt. So they had to move the age back and they move it back and move it back.
You know, that was their excuse, but the reality, I think, is probably they just didn't want to take money out of their pockets that they were stealing to put it in the pockets of the people who paid it.
Yeah, who actually paid into it. Yeah.
So they were like, well, we can't steal as much money if we don't limit this really fast. So they limited that.
Yeah, sounds about right.
That's how that works. And the other thing is they keep giving our money away to other countries, which is even more annoying. It's like we should. I would like to see, like, if I was running for president, my campaign would definitely be like, I'm gonna close the fucking borders. No more financial aid for any other country.
Yeah.
And I'd get the fuck out of like NATO and all that other bullshit. Like, just fuck it.
Yeah,
United Nations, shut
NATO.
down the fucking Federal Reserve. Make that shit a fucking mistake of the past. But that last one I wouldn't say until I was already in office and done it.
Yeah. Don't we foot a vast majority of the bill for like the United Nations and shit?
Yeah, for NATO, for the United Nations, for what's the medical one? The fucking
the World Health Organization.
We foot a giant amount of their money too. And it's like, I would just shut all that down because, you know what? All that money going right back into our own country to like help deal with these homeless situations and get like some small businesses running so people can start supporting themselves in their communities. Holy shit, man. We would be back up into Trumpian economy in like a month. You know, our economy, there'd be less people starving to death. There'd be less people that would have to be homeless. Because, there's a lot of people that make the choice to be homeless, but there's also people that are just fucking shit went sideways, you know. And given the opportunity, they'll happily work themselves off the street.
Yeah. It's become a way of life for too many people instead of just helping you get back on your feet kind of thing.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's kind of annoying. It's like I don't see anything wrong with like unemployment unless it's unemployment forever and it's somebody who's completely able-bodied. Like there's no reason for them not to be working, so why would we give them money? Like those people, that makes no sense. Now, if it's like 6 months of unemployment because they lost a job unexpectedly and they have to find a new one, okay, whatever. That's totally reasonable. Or somebody who's crippled, hey, no big deal. Yeah, and I think most people in the United States probably feel the same way. I don't think that's a weird, out there conspiracy fucking theory. Aliens are gonna get us.
Anybody who's able to work should not be on unemployment for fucking years, fucking decades at a time.
Well, it's also not good for them. I know that for some people who get like benefits and stuff, they feel good at the time because it's like, oh, it's free money. I can just do whatever the fuck I want. But really, you're not doing anything productive. And then on top of all that, you're not really like it's diminishing themselves and their worth as a person.
Because long term, it's really bad for your mental health. Yeah.
Like if you want to have like do a relationship and all that, and what are you gonna tell them about? Oh yeah, I'm on unemployment. Like, oh, okay. Well, I guess you can't really like. Am I paying for the date or are you?
Yeah, really.
Because you have to question all that.
Well, and like I worked in mental health for the last 18 years, and I'll tell you the difference between clients that go out and do work, even if it's just volunteer work that they're not getting paid for, and the clients that don't do any kind of work, night and day.
Yeah.
If you wonder who's going to be successful and graduate from the programs I work in and go on to live in an apartment and probably not get locked back up in the mental health system in like another 6 months, it's the people that have a job because they feel so much better about themselves. They're so much more positive. They're so much more motivated. I mean, it's a whole different thing.
Sense of accomplishment, dude, of purpose.
And
no matter how small.
And if they pushed and required a certain amount of community service from the clients that we have now who don't want to go get jobs, I guarantee you that number would shift drastically. Because there's always going to be a few people who are just like, no, I'll just take the free money and never work and not worry about it.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a lot more people that are like, oh, this is what it's like to feel good about myself. Shit, I kind of like this.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't be the worst idea. Like, look, if you don't want to get a job, you've got to at least do 20 hours or whatever of community service a week.
Well, I think
it'd make a massive difference.
Like I was listening to a podcast with like Jordan Peterson, and he was talking with a guy with talking about motivations and why people tend to do things, and a lot of times people are not given opportunities to actually do something because we're all like mind your own business, that kind of thing. We don't get involved. But sometimes like all you need are like small wins, because if you keep losing at life and various different things, you'll get depressed, you'll get like disenfranchised, you won't actually do anything. So they said what you need to do for a lot of these people is to give them little wins. It might not seem like a lot, but it always goes to something. So like one of which being is like, like do the dishes. And you think that's just a menial like chore or whatever else, but it is a small win because you achieved something.
Yep.
You did something. You got it done. Or like as Jordan Peterson always likes to say, clean your room. Same thing. If you don't deal with these things or you don't have anything to have some control over, it gets you. That's why if you're feeling stressed or whatever, do something small. Give yourself a small win. It'll help focus your mind. And over time, these small wins build up confidence. And that's why it's like small little things like cleaning your room or whatever else, small wins. There you go. Just do that. And that has a positive thing for you. And then you will be more motivated to do more things. Anyway, I'll be right back.
All right, dude. Somebody's going to fucking
Fap corner.
Get something to eat.
Fap corner time.
Probably involves a chicken getting choked, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, I
Sorry.
fucking. I saw your latest video about the dog with something about a shiny coat or something. And immediately again, I get fucking a rat video to watch the next time I go to my homepage.
Also, speaking of small wins, I gotta go out and get one when I head off to the gym. So I'll be back if you're still streaming. I'll be back. Yeah.
Right on. Thanks for stopping by. I guess that's what they're calling it. He's calling it now.
Yeah.
Jerking off is now going to the gym. All right. I guess it's kind of a workout.
Yeah, well, I mean, it sounds like you got caught and you're desperate to get away, but then, like, the lake, the tide came in or the lake filled up or some shit, and now you're surrounded by deadly waters except the pathway to go to the fucking karaoke
thing. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what my last video was put up on the channel. I thought it was it was the new toys, right? You got new toys? Oh, there we go. Okay, no, that's right. That was one from like a while ago.
Yeah.
That I thought I had uploaded before. Let's see. Okay, now I know what you're talking about.
It might not be the newest one. I don't see them as much anymore.
Yeah, no, that is it's not the newest one that I took. It's just the newest one I posted. Yeah, it was one that I thought I had uploaded before, but obviously hadn't. The ones with the new toys are the most recent ones I actually took. All right, now it makes sense.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Indeed. Oh, did you hear about poor unfortunate Aaron Carter?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
dead
yeah.
In his bathtub.
I talked to Kanye, and then he ended up dead in his tub.
Yep, drowned in his bathtub, which, I don't know. You think that could be drugs?
Man. Crazier things have happened.
Yeah, that might be really, really, really weird, though, because, you know, God damn, that's so sad. It's like, obviously, you know, like, I would assume, like, heroin or something like that. That's usually what that is.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a lot of face tats. So it wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah.
Although it is a little weird that he was like, although what he said, like what he was insinuating at least about, because he said something about wanting to talk to Kanye, but it sounded like he wanted to like set Kanye straight, like Kanye was saying shit he disagreed with.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking, okay, well somebody probably didn't suicide him. He probably really did just fucking OD and die or whatever.
Yeah, I would assume something just unfortunate happened and he passed. I don't think.
Yeah. It just happened to happen right after
Kanye's got the fucking clout to have him offed.
No, I was thinking like the powers that be, you know, the establishment. Or maybe he thought, you know, just talking to Kanye at all nowadays is like a death sentence, maybe. Even if you're going to try to fucking, you know, re-educate him or whatever.
Re-educate him?
I think most people know that Kanye...
Nazi fucking code word.
Right. Yeah, re-education.
Kanye best back into yes.
I guess they moved, I don't know, did you follow the Brittany Griner Russia shit at all? The chick that was like, you know, she's like the best player in the WNBA. So you probably haven't heard of her.
No.
But yeah, did you follow that? Well, she basically... Yeah, well, basically she... is
that the one that took the fucking vape to Russia?
Yeah, the fucking cannabis vapes to Russia. He got a 9-year... God damn. Fucking dude's hauling ass. Alright, 25-mile-an-hour zone. Dude's doing like 50.
Oh,
sorry.
That.
Yeah.
Especially if you're anywhere where like kids and pets can be out in the road, because like...
Yeah.
You know, we've got... little kids that play in our neighborhood here occasionally, and like it's, you know,
yeah. There's not, that doesn't happen really at all in this particular neighborhood or whatever, but still, there are kids, like, you know what I mean, getting off from school right now, that kind of shit.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want them to be like getting hit by a car.
Yeah. God damn it! What was I talking about? Oh yeah, okay. So basically, yeah, they gave her like a 9-year prison sentence for it, and apparently they just moved her from whatever regular prison they were going that she was in to a fucking work camp.
Curiosity will be the death of us.
So it's like, God damn, dude. Although, yeah, again, like people are pointing out, like she was, fucking one of the anti-America, America's fucking evil people.
So what? I'm not. I want her in a fucking Russian prison. That's awful. Fucking
yeah.
People are so fucking ridiculous about that shit. To the wishing harm on others. Like it's like, man.
Yeah.
What kind of fucking scumbag are you?
Yeah. No, it's definitely fucking. Yeah, it's definitely. But yeah, I thought it was weird because they were literally. Apparently, Biden was literally offering up like that arms dealer. I forget. He had a really fucking sinister sounding nickname, but yeah, they were willing to like fucking let that dude go free just to bring her back. And I'm like, I guarantee you, she knew what she was doing was fucking wrong and fucking way illegal.
You know they told her.
Yeah.
On many occasions. Like, yo, you can't bring this shit with you when you come here. It's extremely illegal.
Yeah.
In a fucking prison. She was like, I'm more important than everybody else. Still won't do it because I like my thing.
Yeah.
The exact attitude.
Yeah. If nobody did, everybody on her whatever team, you know what I mean? There should have been multiple people that were talking to her about it. So if they didn't, like those people should be getting in fucking trouble.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not warn this dumb bitch? So yeah, most likely, again, I'd fucking be shocked if there weren't, again, multiple people that warned her, don't bring anything that's close to illegal into Russia.
Yeah, Russia's like, you can just get fucking thrown in jail for being gay in Russia still. Like, that's how fucking evil that place is.
Yeah.
Like, and you're gonna fucking bring weed? What a fucking idiot. What a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Like I said, there's no fucking way she didn't know.
Curiosity will be the death of us.
But yeah, it is fucked up that they're putting her in the fucking work camp. Jesus Christ. But again, indeed.
Sorry, a giant
have to know when to stand down.
Thing came up and tried to murder me.
Yeah. What are you playing? I thought you were done with that.
Harvestella.
Harvestella?
Yeah, it's like a Final Fantasy world style world, like the Final Fantasy, all those games from Square Enix.
Yeah, right.
It's a world in that particular style, and it's like a remake from an older game, so it's not like a brand new game. But you have a farm, so you like grow your own crops, and then you go and you help people out, and you're also supposed to like save the world and all like the normal typical fantasy things. But it's more like Stardew Valley or something along those lines, where you get to go and like I said, you're growing crops, you're making food, and so it's a lot more fun. There's a lot more interesting things to do. I'm not playing Overwatch 2 if that's what you were thinking.
Right. Yeah, I thought maybe Conan Exiles, but yeah, I thought you were done with that one too.
Yeah, no,
cool.
Definitely not on Conan Exiles. I haven't even installed that game again on my computer, nor am I likely to in the near future.
Yeah, understandable.
It's just
considering how much they crossed it up, dude.
And it's just not fun. Like the game doesn't work functionally, and that's the main issue I have. Even because they made changes to how it worked. It wasn't as I didn't like the combat and stuff as much as I used to. But it wasn't the worst thing ever, and we did get some pretty cool new things to fuck around with. But yeah, the whole cash grab thing, and then on top of that, the servers are always all fucked up and don't work, and then the game itself is just functionally broken. And I'm not a real big fan of that.
Yeah, well, it sounds like they substantially changed some. Well, you said the thralls were all fucked up,
they
right?
basically made the thralls like half as powerful as they were. So it was really, really easy to lose them, which is a real pain in the butt because you might have spent 8 or 9 hours catching the thrall and then leveling it up to where it's useful.
Yeah, and then to just have its fucking potency cut in half
a second because of a glitch. Yeah, just fucking ridiculous. And that was the reason why they were so OP, is because the game was so badly done and badly programmed that they would constantly die for no fucking reason.
Yeah, Jesus, dude. Yeah, changing that substantially is fucking ridiculous.
And it looks like they're basically setting it up so that, like, you just, you gotta pay for, like, all the good stuff. And, I already paid for everything in the game that was supposed to come out in the future, and now it's on a battle pass, so my contract is no longer valid.
Yeah, shit, dude, I hope I liked the video, because I was watching one last night that was talking about, like, fixing issues in games like that. Like, you have to be really careful, because, there's a lot of shit that's pretty well interconnected. So, like, if you change one thing, it can affect all this other shit. So it sounds like they just didn't take the time to fucking, properly figure out what to do so it doesn't fuck anything else up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just wanted.
But no, it's a really interesting video. I'm hoping I fucking at least liked it, because I can't remember who it was from or whatever the fuck. Let me see. And go to my fucking watch later thingy. Library. Or no, my like thing. Okay, there we go. Damn it. Ah, that sucks. Alright, looks like I did not. I did not like the video. I'll try to find it. But yeah, it was interesting because it talked about like Gears of War. I don't know if you ever played Gears of War back in the day. Probably not, I guess. But basically, there was an issue where they had a mechanic in the game where when you reload, there was like a tiny little, not really mini game, but a thing where if you tap the button at the right spot, it would reload like way faster. And if you didn't, then it would take longer than it would normally. But basically what was happening is, like, the expert players were nailing it every single fucking time, and the novice players were like not even trying to do it and just letting it reload the way it normally does. So they're like, all right, well, we got to make the enemies, more powerful, because these fucking, the expert players are just mowing through them, and they're nailing this little thing to reload fast.
Yeah.
So they made the enemies more powerful, but then the novice players had no fucking chance, because again, they were just fucking. Expert players will reload at every opportunity. They don't wait till the fucking clip runs out. Novice players, again, will do it all the way through and not bother with the mini game. So first they made the enemies more powerful, like I said, and obviously, not a big deal, made the enemies tougher for the expert players, but again, novice players had no fucking chance. So they're like, all right, well, that didn't work. And they're like, all right, basically, bottom line is, what they basically did was they made the last 4 or 5 bullets of a clip way more powerful.
Oh no!
So then
the expert players are just always going to be walking around with 5 or that many bullets free.
Yeah, well, they always reload before that, or usually. So, but the novice players that fucking just waste the whole clip and have it, automatically reload, like, they had a chance at killing the guys, because at least those last 4 or 5 bullets or whatever would help them take out those more powerful enemies. The other one I was thinking of was the sniper rifle in Halo, the original Halo.
Oh yeah.
Like early on,
that shit was fucking way OP.
Yeah. But basically, what was the issue was, again, because you can't reduce the range on a sniper rifle, and you can't really reduce the power on it. Because again, that's what a sniper rifle is all about, is being able to hit from long range, and if you actually hit something, it's going to fuck it up. So basically what they did is just lengthened the time in between shots. Or, you know what I mean? Like, lengthen the time before you could take another shot. And the fucking crazy thing is it was not much of a difference, but it was enough to fucking balance it. They took it from 0.5 seconds between shots to 0.7. So 0.2 of a second is all they had to fucking change, and that managed to pretty much balance it out.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like,
it does make
at least
sense.
a half a second. You know what I mean? But no, literally just 0.2 of a second was enough of a difference to
that makes perfect sense, because in like a team fight or a one-on-one match, either way, the damage per second that you're doing is really ultimately what decides the matchup.
Yeah,
like there can be skill if there's some sort of bonus, like headshot damage kind of stuff, like that can have an effect as well.
Right.
But primarily, it's just like how much damage every second can you constantly keep going in order to like kill that other guy.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was pretty fucking amazing. I really got to find that video. I'm really pissed at myself for not fucking sending that out earlier. But yeah, it was a really interesting one because there's a few different games. And again, there'd be points where they talked about, I can't remember the specifics, but basically there was an issue and like half of the development team, basically there was two factions, pretty equal factions of the developers that wanted to do a completely opposite things. They thought it needed to be done to fix it. And basically what they did is they kind of pulled back and dug a little deeper into the issue and then realized, like, okay, well, you guys are looking at this, you're looking at that. And it turns out, again, I really wish I'd find the video, but basically they realized that, they just weren't digging deep enough into what the issue actually was.
Yeah.
And once they kind of came back and dug a little deeper, they found a fucking, realized what the correct, what do you call it? The correct thing was to do.
Oh, the correct way to balance everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was just a fact of, not, hyper focusing on one aspect instead of looking overall, and again, digging deeper into what, the true issue was.
Wow! You did it!
All right, I should probably shut up now.
No, you were waxing eloquent on game balancing issues. I'd hate to.
Morning.
Yeah, I really want to find it though. Hopefully it's pretty. No, there are a lot of fucking. Is this one it? Maybe that's it. Yeah, right. Fuck it. Whatever. I'll try to find it.
Yeah, fair enough. It does sound like an interesting video.
Really interesting. Yeah, it was definitely. I was like, damn, that's crazy. That's something that. Especially again when I wanted the sniper rifle, because, when you actually think about it, it makes sense. Like 0.2 of a second is enough.
Looks like
to make a difference. When when you first hear it, you're like,
somebody getting cover or not. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah.
If you can get out of sight of the sniper, that's the main thing. And that 0.2 of a second may not seem like a lot, but it could be enough that you have more time to react.
Yeah, it really is kind of an eternity in fucking FPS situations.
Yeah, I mean, you got like half a second. That's why people that get so upset with hackers is because they spend the time learning how to do all this shit and like building up those reflexes and with hard work and repetition, and then here comes some asshole who just like pops up a fucking computer program and then gets to get the same effect, same results.
Yeah.
And it can be very frustrating.
I'm really
are you
pissed
trying
at
to
myself
sheesh
on
me
that.
now, boy?
Yeah. Oh no, I just said yeesh. Actually, I don't know what I said. I was fucking
Did I tell
zoned
you
out, to
about
be
the
honest with you.
fucking Samito video I saw with the fucking Overwatch game? With like fucking all 4 DPS in the game were hackers.
Oh wow.
It was a top 100
Christ.
game.
Wow.
So everybody in there was top 100 ranked level like Overwatch player on all 4
Right.
DPS on both sides. So each side normally would have 2, and then so all 4 were all using aimbots.
Wow.
And one of them was a top 10 from South Korea, which is like really, really fucking hard to get. Because South Korea tends to be a much more like better at games than every other like group.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty like intense. So it was one of those things where you're like, wow, that is like if I were Overwatch and I saw that video of like this competitive game where like top players in the game are all in there just cheating, I would be fucking so ashamed. Like,
Right.
like, this is what I fucking did? Wow, I'm not doing my fucking job at all. As a game developer, like that's sad.
Yeah.
But I don't think
well, again,
I think they're just happy to
Yeah.
get your fucking money, and that's all that matters to them.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, the theory that they're getting a cut from the companies
That would
creating
not surprise
cheats.
me. That like it seems like one of those like, all right, get your tinfoil hat, it's a joke thing. But man,
Right.
that really does seem like the kind of scumbaggery that a corporation would totally get into.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, well, we can either lose money paying to try to fix it, or we can take money from the fucking companies making them and let it happen.
Yup.
So, like I said, it's a scummy thing to do, but you kind of understand why a company might decide to do that.
Yep. It's super fucking scummy, but not at all hard to believe.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's so many crazy things going on in the world that would be not at all surprising to find that to be the case.
Yeah.
Kind of funny though if it is.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly does make the most sense.
Would that not be one of those things as you saw in the paper, like, or like was suddenly like somebody with like razor fist was like in breaking news today, it turns out Blizzard owns these 3 companies that put out cheating video game hacks indirectly. You'd be like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, well, yeah, that goes to show you. Even if you didn't play video games, it'd be like, oh yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, like, okay, that makes so many things make sense.
Yeah, and it's like they're not. I mean, literally, it is at this point. The hacking in that game is absolutely out of the fucking control. Like it's every match goes the same way. Like you start off and the other team can't play for shit. Like they're just bad positioning. They're not particularly great aims, or even if they're a decent aim, they're just really bad positioning and they don't know how to play the character like strategically.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, like, as the game gets close to being over and they're about to lose, something just fucking I don't know what happened. Suddenly, none of them can lose anything at all. Like none of them can miss a shot. None of them can get hit. I've even seen like a guy like flung over the edge of a wall and suddenly just popped right back. And I'm like, I guess that's how that works now. I guess gravity is a totally different thing that just occasionally goes sideways.
Bye-bye.
But yeah, so it's not very fun to play because it's like, well, I mean, every time you're about to win, the other team suddenly just turns on a bunch of computer programs and walks away with the prize. Kind of like our democratic election system right now.
Yeah, indeed.
Was that a good enough tie-in with politics? I thought that was a pretty good.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it works.
Like, I think it's satisfying. You know, people probably hear that. Right, good afternoon. I like the way that sounds.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I just realized that I should stop looking for the game balancing video because I'm obviously not paying attention. So I stopped looking for the game balancing video.
Oh.
Like just a few seconds ago, so my apologies. I was not entirely tuned into what you were saying.
I'm afraid the only possible way to go forward from here is to murder you.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's the reasonable path to the future.
Yeah, fair enough. Thought I had Twitter installed, dude.
Oh, you going back on Twitter?
Come on in.
Going back on Twitter.
No, not really. I just sometimes scroll through it to get a topic to talk about.
Oh, okay.
I thought, yeah, well.
Cheers.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
All right. I assume it's got to be. There we go. Okay. I can always check my email. That helps.
So you get spring and then you get summer, right?
Yeah, pretty much, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, yesterday it was it actually rained, which is pretty rare for, like, we get like 90% of our rain between like mid-June and mid-August. And maybe into September, but basically very little from like October through like the end of May. So yeah, it was kind of weird to have like a really dreary cold day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was actually, well, again, cold being a relative term. You know, like 65 degrees is chilly. So
yeah, it's like what we did. We just had a cold snap that was much colder than that. Like in fact, in about. Yeah, in about 5 minutes or so, I need to go real quick and move some laundry. Because I'm doing my change over my sheets from regular sheets to flannel sheets, and then you can go and what do you call it? I like to wash out all my pillows a few times a year at least. Like, you don't have to wash your pillow like every fucking every day or anything crazy like that. But I find that it's a kind of nice that every so often just wash your pillows real thoroughly, dry them out real good, and they're just kind of stinky and gross and sweat.
Yeah, I don't do that, and I really should, because like when I sleep, my head sweats. Like none of the rest of my body does, but my head sweats fucking a lot. So yeah, I haven't done that in way too long. And yeah, the pillow's really heavy. And it's kind of a heavy pillow, but it should not be as heavy as it is. It's fucking gross.
Yeah. And well, it's like mattresses pick up like dead skin cells and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And like it's like they can get to weigh like substantially more.
Yeah. Just soaking up all that fucking nastiness.
Yep. Like all the dead skin and the moisture and shit. But that's why, like,
bye-bye.
Okay, so this fucking game, every time you leave your farm, you get this fairy that's on your farm, and she goes, bye-bye, in this really weird, creepy voice that's really breathy, and it just, every time makes me kind of giggle just a little bit. And I just have to stop. I'm like, and not like where you just kind of go like, That's the thing. That's the thing that happened every time.
Right. Oh, damn. Dude, I just found a picture of, on Twitter, Kurt Metzger. I don't know if you know who Kurt Metzger is, the comedian. But anyways, he took a picture. He was like, holy shit, I met Christian Slater. And I'm like, that doesn't look like Christian Slater, like, at all. That's fucking crazy. All right, no, that's not what I wanted. God damn it.
What did he really mean?
Yeah, and fucking Metzger looks like fucking Negan. Kind of looks like fucking Negan, dude. from Walking Dead. God damn it. How the fuck did I get there? Ah, there we go. All right, I thought I was. Ah, shit. No, that wasn't what I wanted to do. There we go. Let's try this again. No, I don't want the tweet. I want the fucking picture. Copy image. Okay. Yeah, this is not working at all.
That was a good workout.
What the fuck?
There will be
no
okay.
I think I got it. Yeah, Kurt Metzger and Christian Slater. That does not look like Christian Slater at all. I mean, they probably shouldn't, because he's got to be pretty fucking old at this point.
Oh, that's plastic surgery face.
But he still looks old, dude.
You never seen
what I mean?
that? All right, I think I'm sharing it on the stream right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we talked about Nancy Pelosi earlier, so yeah.
Yeah, so this is what you call plastic surgery face. So he had a lot of work done, and then as he ages, it starts to look real funky and shit. That's why you have that weird brow thing going on there, because he must have had a face.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like his brows have been working out, like right above his eyebrows. It looks like that area has been doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Thinking if I can find an old picture of Christian Slater. Wait, that might not actually be Christian Slater. Yeah, no, it is. It's just a weird off picture where they're not doing any of the smoothing and stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I just pulled one up. Let's see. I can drop that in the Discord for you to see, too.
Yeah, I probably should have double-checked the tweet to see if it actually was him, but I didn't. Yeah. I couldn't imagine why he would have taken a picture with somebody that just didn't look like Christian Slater at all.
It is him, though. But when you put the glasses on him, you can totally tell.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's got no beard action.
Yeah.
Although the one you posted definitely looks more like Christian Slater.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Indeed.
Yeah, it's weird. Fucking weird, right? But hey, you know. It is what it is. You get older, you look funny, and then you fucking die.
Yeah.
That's just how that goes.
Or if you're Nancy Pelosi, you look like a really young crypt keeper.
Yeah. Yeah, very young crypt keeper. That's what I would call that look.
Not a look she was going for, I would imagine. Although I guess it's better than the Chicago man, looking like fucking Beetlejuice. I mean, if those two options.
That's just unfortunate. That's one of those ones where you're like, oh, if she wasn't such a terrible person, I'd feel bad for her.
Yeah.
Like, she's obviously just an awful human being, so, like, there's no sympathy at all, but...
Yeah, goddamn. Yeah, she's definitely... Yeah. I mean, all politicians are horrible for the most part. But, yeah, she seems especially egregious.
Yep.
That thing is terrifying. Curiosity will be the death of us.
I was trying to think, the daylight savings time, haven't they talked about doing away with that for like decades now and just have never done it?
We voted it out when we got to vote, but then they did that weird thing where they're like, but it wasn't a real vote.
What the fuck, dude?
So it was
like the people?
We voted,
like there was actually...
we voted to have an end to daylight savings time. And they were like, but that was just a vote to have us talk about whether or not we want to do it. And it turns out we don't.
Wow. Jesus Christ, dude. So this is actually a vote on the ballot, like for all Californians.
Yeah.
And they just ignored it?
Essentially, yeah. They made it was just a vote to see if we wanted them to talk about it and potentially make a law about it, but that's it.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, dude.
No, it is what
that
it is,
bizarre.
Man.
Well, actually, it's not bizarre.
Yeah, sadly,
I remember
it does kind of piss me off.
Yeah, no, you're ignoring the will of the people on an issue that's not like one of the tyranny of the majority kind of things. You know, it's not like, hey, we voted like 51% of the people
and
voted
the
to
difference is a
reinstitute
little bit
slavery or
of,
something.
when the sunrise happens on our fucking measurement system.
Yeah. Fantastic. Sounds legit. Yeah. I'm trying to remember, didn't it used to, like, they changed it to where it's basically every 6 months, right? Like, it didn't used to be every 6 months? Am I mistaken about that?
No, I'm pretty sure it did.
It's always been every 6 months?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I thought somebody said something about George Bush Jr. changing that.
I don't know, because not every state does it.
Yeah. Well, no, obviously Arizona doesn't. I think Indiana, too, is the only other one that does. Yeah. What's really weird is the Indian reservations. Like a lot of the Indian reservations, Native American, First Nation, whatever, Anyways, the reservations, a lot of them don't, or do, I should say, observe the daylight saving time thing. Yeah.
Well, when your primary occupation is like running a casino, drinking, and doing meth, like, in your community, it's not surprising that would be a thing that would matter. Because you'd have to be on drugs to think that's the part that really matters, honestly.
What the fuck? March 2022. U.S. Senate approves bill to make daylight savings time permanent. What the fuck? Okay, wait, hold on. Ending the twice annual changing with clocks. Daylight saving time permanent. Ending the twice annual changing of clocks in a move promoted by supporters, advocating brighter afternoons and more economic activity. What the fuck? Alright. Alright, I'm not sure what this means, dude. It's kind of sending... What the fuck? Not take place until November after input from airlines and broadcasters. Okay, fuck it. Alright, I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just trying to... I could have sworn George Bush, like... I thought it was like every... like... It was like 4 months and like it would change and then that would stay the same for like 8 months. Although maybe it's some kind of weird Mandela effect thing. Probably not. I probably just had some weird fucking fever dream and I thought it was real.
Mandela effect? Are you talking about putting people in a fucking stack of tires and lighting them on fire while they're still alive?
Yeah.
I remember that being his favorite pastime.
Yeah, him and his wife. Yeah, the wife was a big supporter of that too.
Yeah, they really liked burning people alive. That was
give him a fucking Nobel Peace Prize.
Yep. Yeah, that was really dodgy. But what are you gonna do? Why not just celebrate a murderer as if he's some sort of like awesome person? That's we should all strive to be more like Nelson Mandela. Slowly torture our enemies to death. And if that became a Republican pastime to deal with like left-wing terrorists, I don't think I would be disappointed.
Yeah. Any terrorist extremists.
Like if that was the newest thing we decided, we're like, from now on, anybody convicted of terrorism is lit, like gets stacked in a bunch of tires and lit on fire.
Okay, Obama should repeal codified by the internet. Prices. Okay.
Oh man.
Okay, Bush did change it. Okay, yeah. It looks like it was every 5, like it would be 5 months and then 7 months, so obviously a full 12 months.
Oh, okay. So daylight savings time only lasts for 5 months. He changed it to every 6 months.
Yeah. He basically evened it out to make it essentially, half for some fucking reason. Yeah. Okay, I'm not crazy. Well, that doesn't necessarily prove that, I guess, but I'm not crazy about that particular thing. That did happen.
Yeah, no, that did.
My memory still kind of works.
Yay! You're not totally fucking useless.
I haven't completely. Awesome? Yeah, I have not completely lost it.
Man, this is a huge fucking game. It's like a $60 game, and I wasn't prepared because so many games like that you play now, like the modern game, is like what 50 hours.
Yeah, if you're lucky. Yeah.
And so,
or games like
this is a lot more than 50 hours in a game, for sure.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining. Don't get. I'm not upset with this. It's actually really fun. Like there's a quest in here, but for whatever reason, they chose to do them in the way that makes them not really repetitive feeling.
Oh, right.
It's not like you got to go to the forest and collect this stuff like 60 fucking times in a row to beat this quest. It's like you go and do a thing once, and then you're maybe there's 3 steps to the quest, but they're 3 totally different steps, and you're not just doing the same thing over and over. And you get like some sort of storyline with the quest as well. So like I had to figure out why this girl wasn't hanging out with these kids, and so first you go and you talk to them, and she walks off, and they're like, "Oh, we must have done something wrong." So then you help them look for a gift, and they take the gift over. And she's like, "You're fucking idiots. I'm not mad. What are you nothing to do if I'm hanging out with you guys. I gotta go." And then again, and then you gotta like go and fucking spy on her, I guess, or something. I forgot what I had to do.
Right.
You have to go find. You have to basically you overhear. Oh no, you get something and bring it back to the kids, and then like they happen to be near enough to overhear her talking with her parents about moving, and so she hasn't been hanging out with them because she's helping her parents get ready to like move to another city.
Oh, okay. I thought she was just going to tell him she's bipolar.
No, it wasn't that. Or like, some lady thinks a house is haunted, so you got to go like check out the house, and then you get in trouble with the person who actually is supposed to be there because they're like, "What the fuck are you doing in my house?" In atypical fantasy story, circumstance. And then you gotta go like fight a monster to get like the favorite fruit that she likes in order to like sweeten her disposition, so she'll tell you what's going on.
Ah,
and
all right.
You go back and you find out, oh, you're waiting for your mercenary husband to return. And, there's some question about whether or not he's okay, so you're just like frantically like cleaning the house and keeping everything up because you're just so desperate for him to come back home. It's kind of like a sad story, but at least now you know.
Right. So yeah, no, it's not an easy thing to do to make again all those tasks not seem monotonous and fucking repetitive. So yeah, exactly. Good on them.
And even when it's a fetch it quest, like I had to go fetch like 2 herbs or something for one character. You just go in and do like that area once, and you get what you need. It takes like 10 minutes at most, and then you're all done and you're good to go.
Nice. Yeah, I was trying to think. Do you remember the companions quests, the Radiant quests in Skyrim? That you get from like Farkas or maybe Ayala, I think. But yeah, like some of them were, there's a bear in my house, and you're like, how the fuck did a bear get in your fucking house? Wait, are there bears in Skyrim? There are, right?
Yeah, there's bears in Skyrim.
Okay, all right. I don't know why, but I was thinking there wasn't for some reason. All right, yeah, like, dude, yeah, those are the worst, dude. I don't know why I brought that up, dude, to be honest with you. I was just thinking how ridiculous it was that
those are kind
fucking
of
large animals. Yeah, no, I would skip those because there was like 3 different types. Like one of them was like doing a fucking like essentially being a goon to fucking collect on debts. there's a fucking bear in my house or a saber cat in my house. And then the other ones were like rescue missions.
Yeah.
And so I would just always do the rescue missions. Like, yeah, these guys got kidnapped. They're hanging out at this camp. Go kill everybody and, you know, bring them back.
Those are always kind of interesting. Yeah, I was worried that I would fuck up and get them killed, but I think they were actually like immortal or something for the quest because I don't think I ever lost one of those dudes.
Yeah, they don't like
some of the
kill
crops
them.
are ready
They
for
don't
harvest.
snap or anything like that.
Yeah.
Which in Far Cry, it's very, very much the opposite. In the Far Cry 4,
Oh, they kill
like when you
one
go
of
in to try to save hostages, as soon as they detect you, dude, those hostages are getting shot at.
So they want to murder those hostages like a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're like, oh, well, we're just gonna kill them.
No hostages for you, little man.
Yeah, mission failed. What was really funny is you only had to save like half of them. Like there'd be like 4 hostages, and if you only saved 2 of them, it was considered a successful mission.
Wow.
Like if 2 got killed, that's fine.
You know what though? In real life, that's probably how it works. Like that's like I doubt they're gonna say that out loud anywhere.
Right,
But
right.
it would not surprise me if IRL, like the police were like, look, we saved half the hostages. That's better than most.
Yeah, like there's a good chance they were all gonna die. So
Exactly. The much better chance of all of them fucking dying, and it didn't happen. So hey,
right, at least a couple survived. So obviously it could be worse.
We're good.
Yeesh.
Which is kind of sad.
I think I'm. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Yeah. But yeah, I've gotten to the point on that game because I've finished everything.
Oh yeah.
I've gotten to the point where now I'm just going up, going to like one of the bell towers, which is it's a big tall fucking building or whatever, and just take my sniper rifle out. Yeah, it was if you wait long enough, like bad guys will come by, but sometimes they don't. So you get bored and you're like, all right, I'm going to shoot this person that's just a regular villager or whatever.
But because I'm in this bell tower super far away, I don't have to worry about like my reputation because no one will know it's me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Yeah, if they're far enough away.
Skyrim too, like you could be like way, way, way off, and if you shot somebody from far enough away, like no one would know you did it, and you just fucking walk away, no murder on your head.
Yeah. Which kind of makes sense, I guess.
A little bit.
If you're far enough away with an arrow. Yeah. Forget the guy that's holding a bow and putting it away as we glance around. He's
a lot of the
far
cases,
away.
like their far away was not really that far away, so it was kind of like.
Yeah, you were definitely within vision of several people a lot of the times.
Yeah, so it was kind of unbelievable that you walked away with a lot of the.
With the quiver of bows, with the quiver of bows that are exactly the same type, or quiver of arrows, sorry, are exactly the type that was just used to kill this person. Not a lot of people walking around with dragon bone arrows, so it seemed like it'd be pretty easy to narrow down that search.
Yeah, very, very simple, very quick search to finish.
Yeah,
like,
you would think,
but nope. Who's the only one that can kill dragons again? It's that guy? Yeah, this is a dragon bone arrow? I think we might have a problem, guys. Fellas, this is not good. Like, not gonna lie to you guys, we may be fucked.
Yeah.
This guy with near godlike powers may just murderate us on a regular basis. That's not good.
Yeah, the guy that can not only kill dragons, but also absorb their souls after they're done. You think he might be a suspect, considering he's, only a couple 100 feet away?
Could be a bad deal. Could be a very bad deal indeed.
Yeah. Although I guess you could, if you pickpocketed any of the guys you can that are shooting arrows.
Yeah.
Like in the Thieves Guild or like in Solitude where the guards are practicing with arrows. Like if you pickpocket and you take away their other arrows and you place a dragon bone arrow in their inventory or whatever, then they're shooting dragon bone arrows.
Oh
yeah, because that's how I would. That's how I would fucking get a shitload of arrows for free. Is I would go into the Thieves Guild. There's like 4 different dudes that will, practice shooting arrows. So if you fucking pickpocket out their arrows and you give them a pickpocket in a fucking dragon bone arrow, that's all they're shooting when they're practicing.
Oh, and
so you can collect all of them
from the target.
Yeah. Like you can get 100 arrows within like 5 minutes, basically, of just going back and forth. Because I don't know if you remember the Thieves Guild, but there's a spot in the main cistern area, and then there's a little fucking room off to the side or whatever where they practice shooting arrows there too.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
So yeah, you just fucking go back and forth between those two and you can collect fucking hundreds of arrows like really fast. Yeah, the ones in Solitude are the guards. Those ones are a little tougher.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because you got to know, because you kind of have to do it when they're asleep, when it's the easiest to pickpocket them, because it's really hard to pickpocket them when they're standing out in fucking the wide open with other people around. So you have to either know which guard where they're fucking sleeping.
Bye-bye.
And wait for them to go to sleep. But yeah, the ones in the fucking, most of the people in the Thieves Guild in that area are going to be, shooting arrows at some point.
Oh, funky. I've never gotten that far into the details of it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've never considered that you could do that.
Come on in.
Well, it occurred to me. Okay, well, I can pickpocket these guys. Like, they're all shooting arrows. They're all iron arrows or fucking whatever shitty arrows they come with. And I'm like, oh, fuck, what if I take those away? Give them And sure enough, fucking works.
Nice. Yeah, that's certainly nothing to complain about. That's a good little workaround. I mean, because, arrows are one of those things that's like really fucking hard to keep up with. Or not hard to keep up with, but really annoying to keep up with.
Yeah.
Rather.
Yeah, because I think I had one character, because I would always do it at least a little bit each time I went to the Thieves Guild thing or whatever. So I think I had one character that had like fucking over 5,000 dragon bone arrows.
Damn.
Yeah. Like it just, adds up. Like you'll do one for 4 or 5 minutes each time, collecting 100 arrows each time. It adds up pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, and you spend like an hour doing that. You don't have to do it for like a couple of like playthroughs. It's not like you're doing that every time you play.
Yeah. I mean, you'll get enough just doing it, as you go through, not even waiting for it to shoot anymore. Because again, there's usually like 10 arrows there.
Yep.
In each spot. So yeah.
There's a letter here.
Yeah, you can do that because again, you don't really need, a few hundred arrows is probably enough. It's gonna last you certainly until the next time that you fucking go back to the Thieves Guild or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. That's pretty
cool. Yeah, they partly fixed the Stones of Baron Zaya thing, which is disappointing. That was a nice little glitch. Where you could just fucking rapidly tap the button when you're picking it up, and it would give you multiple fucking stones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, because there's, 2, I think? So you really only had to find, because I got as many as 7 from one stone, finding one stone, just, again, hyper tapping whatever button it is to pick it up. So yeah, you'd only really have to find like maybe 8 or 9 of them, and you'd have 32.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, because that was, dude, the first time I did that, I literally went and got all 32 of them in all 32 locations, which is a pain in the fucking ass.
I've done that.
Dude.
I've done that. That is, exactly what you call it. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and yeah, the reward is pretty fucking game breaking. Well, at least as far as money is concerned.
Oh yeah, no,
Or
that's my
jewel.
favorite part of that reward. It's like, yo.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, everything that would normally just have gold, one gem, has like gold and some, usually at least 2 or 3. Sometimes 1 extra, sometimes 4 extra, but a vast, like 80% of the time, you're getting at least 2 or 3.
Well, and it's enough that you're fucking writing your own ticket after that. Like you got money for fucking anything. You're Mr. Moneyback.
Yeah.
You're
bankrupting
all the merchants, and then eventually, like, you just start having to store the gems somewhere because you can't sell them anymore.
Yeah, well, I would use it to craft the jewelry because if you reset the smithing perk, like especially any kind of gold jewelry, diamonds or whatever, like it ups your smithing really fucking fast.
So it's
and if you have like a fucking 1,000 of
them, smithing multiple times.
Oh yeah, dude.
Is there a benefit to doing it a second time? Does it give you better stuff when you use it after that, or?
No, it just helps you get more points, your level to level you up. That's all it does. It's the exact same shit each time.
Does it? But I mean, like, does it take away like your points that you've put into smithing?
Like it recycles them. Yeah, you get to keep all those points, and either put them back on
more points though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you level up overall, when your overall level goes up, and you get an extra.
And your magic and stuff go higher. They don't go down when you unlearn everything.
Mm-hmm. The health and magic in that doesn't go back down. So yeah, the perks recycle.
Just make your health and your magic more and more every time. Then.
Yeah, and stamina. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So because again, I think I had a character. Because the original cat, before they were, you were able to make it legendary and reset it and do it again for all the different trees. The cap was like, it was like 81, somewhere around there, somewhere around 80, 81. My character, one of my characters at one point, I had all the way up to level 215.
Oh, I didn't realize you could do that. You could progress more levels that way and get your more health and stamina and magicka and shit.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole reason they did it.
All right. I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
I thought it just reset everything, so it was just like you're just doing it for the fun. Like I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's definitely fucking. The other thing I would do is
points too, right? So like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, each time you level up, you get another perk point. So I essentially had like an extra 130 perk points that I wouldn't have had if I hadn't redone all the legendary shit.
Oh, so I would get all the different fucking abilities and shit. God damn, I may go back and play Skyrim one more time.
Yeah, dude. It's the other one I would do is, especially if I had my enchanting all the way up, where you can do dual enchantments on every piece of like armor and jewelry and shit.
Yeah.
And I would have what the fuck is which magic school is the one that does the detect life? Well, whatever it is, I think it's illusion maybe, or conjuration. Yeah, illusion I think is probably right. Okay, so basically, I would have enough bonus magicka shit, equipment or whatever, with bonus magic, bonus specifically for illusion, where I could use the detect life skill or life magic, and my magicka would never go down. Because I had so many fucking bonuses. And the detect life one gets your levels up really fucking fast. So anytime I would go into a fucking town or whatever, I would just constantly fucking have that detect life spell going. So it was constantly fucking upping that. Oh. And basically, I think I had just that one, just the illusion one. I think I had reset like 27 times or something like that. Because, it's literally just, again, you hold down the button to fucking, do that constantly.
Bye-bye!
And your level goes up really fucking quick.
Damn, I like that. I like the sound of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool. So, yeah. What's the other one? So, basically, when I play through, like, the first thing I do is make it to the Halted Stream Camp, which is slightly northwest of Whiterun, because there's the transmute transmute iron. You can turn iron into silver, and or not the actual bars or whatever ingots, but if you have iron ore, you can convert it to silver, and then silver ore can convert to gold. Yeah. So anytime I had iron ore, I would just obviously it would go to fucking silver, and then I do it again. So basically, any iron ore you can turn into gold.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and obviously, like I said, with doing the smithing and all that, yeah, anything gold does, really helps that perk tree. Especially if you have the profit
That was a good workout.
Stones of Baranzaya.
Oh god, yeah, because then you got gold and fucking jewels ready to go.
Yeah. So yeah, any money problems or upgrade problems, whatever, pretty easily re-achieved many times.
Oh man, that's a trip. Yeah, I'll have to try that. Fucking redoing them, because yeah, some of those ones are really easy to build. Like, there's no point in remastering like the pickpocket tree. Like that's such a pain in the ass to build. Like that'd be kind of dumb to rebuild. But I can definitely see like rebuilding like enchantment or fucking smithing or something like that, where you can just grind stuff really easily.
Yeah. Yeah, that one.
Like fast travel to towns, you can pick up a fuck ton of like iron and other metal and just make shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you don't have the stones of Baranzaya and you don't want to sit and make gold, you can just make a ton of shit like daggers and swords, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can go enchant those things and then sell them, and that'll bring your enchantment and your smithing and your fucking speech way up every time. Although speech is one that I don't think you'd want to remaster, because that'd just be kind of a thing.
Yeah, that one takes a long time to get that one up. What's the other one? The pickpocket one, it's actually not that bad, because especially early on, it's pretty easy to get back up. Not all the way to 100, but like you'll jump like 5 levels after just like one or two pickpocketing things.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad, but what sucks is I think it's the pickpocket one. One of the perks is an extra 100 carry weight, which is fucking huge.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the pickpocket one. Yeah. So yeah, that's one reason why you don't want to reset that one too much.
Oh yeah, well carry weight is directly affected by your stamina, right?
Right. You get like 5, I think, extra for each level.
Stamina point, yeah.
Yeah.
Or each level you put into stamina, yeah, because you put one level.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's, what do you call it? God damn it. Oh, yeah, and I would always carry around, I think it was leather boots. It was something leather that you could add, because, again, you can't add all the enchantments to just any piece of equipment or whatever. I'm pretty sure his boots is one of the ones where you can increase carry weight. So, like, I would have, like, a pair of, like, leather boots that I would carry around that anytime I, again, was over encumbered or whatever, I could just change it to the leather boots and I wouldn't be the carry weight anymore.
Huh. Weird. Yeah, I mean, shit.
Yeah, because, leather's really light. Like, it only weighs, like, 2 pounds. And if you can increase your carry weight like 40 or 50 pounds or whatever, obviously it's a
worthwhile
better
thing.
Than like, indeed.
It's also a good idea to carry like a fucking, what is it, potion of the horse or some shit? I forget what they called it. But
yeah, there's different names for it.
Yeah. Like, you never know when you're going to get just overweight in the middle of nowhere and be like, oh, but everything I got is kind of good stuff. And you just pop that potion and fast travel back wherever you need to drop everything off. That's always a kind of a nice deal.
Yeah. No, I would always have. I think all the highest level of any of the shit is like elixir of whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, elixir of brawn or
fiction
of whatever.
Your ability to make potions. You can make your own that are way, way better than the ones you can buy. But it's...
Yeah. Oh
Honestly,
my god!
if you wanted
Dude.
to do that, though, I would look that shit up online because it's real hard to figure out exactly what is the best because there's so.
Oh yeah, no, I have it memorized, dude. Giant's toe, wheat, creep cluster.
For the carry capacity.
I don't think it's for the carry. Actually, no, that's just for the most expensive. Yeah, it's the most expensive one you can make, I think.
Then that's the Fortify Health one, I think.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I forget which one's specifically for that, but
the Fortify potions were always the most expensive, and the Fortify Health was the one I think everybody made because the ingredients were the easiest to find for all of the expensive potions.
Yeah, well, obviously wheat is really easy to find. Giant's toe is relatively easy to find. The creep cluster isn't even necessary; it just adds a little more value.
Well, the creep clusters are easy to find, though. There's just a few places you can go and just find them all over the ground. Like,
oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Especially, it's funny because a lot of them are right near Giants camps too, which makes it super convenient. Like near the hot springs and shit. There's a bunch of creep cluster on the rocks in those areas.
Yeah, all over the place.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit you can do that's really game breaking on that.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome, dude.
It's like there was the guy in the Honey Brew Meadery that would max out your speech skill because he would constantly redo the dialogue about the fucking lady.
Oh, right.
I forget her name, but the Thieves Guild lady, the one that runs everything.
Maven Blackbriar.
Yeah, he would do the speech thing about her, and you could convince him over and over.
Right. Yeah. It's one of the cool things about Skyrim is like you can there's a lot of game breaking shit you can do, or if you don't have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you want it to still remain a challenge, you can just not dual enchant every item and fucking not do all of the shit we've been talking about.
Oh yeah, there's always ways to make it easier.
Yeah. But yeah, people would complain about it, and I'm like, don't do it then. Like, nobody's telling you you don't want the game to do the breaking shit.
Yes. Yeah, it's like cheats are fun to play with for a little while, but eventually they get really boring on solo games because there's just no challenge, and it's like, well, if there's no challenge, it's not really a feeling of accomplishment.
Yeah.
Somebody on fucking gaming server got fucking crumble cookies. Those things are so like they're not bad, but it's almost like they're solid sugar. You know what I mean?
Crumble cookies. I'm trying to think. Crumble cookies.
CRUMBL. It's like a fucking chain restaurant that just sells cookies and ice cream.
Oh, okay.
They also sell incredibly sweet ice cream where you take a bite of the ice cream and you're like, is there milk in this or is this just sugar? Did I literally just bite sugar with flavoring in it and it's cold? Like,
like, is this gelato or something?
No. Gelato is intense flavor wise.
Right.
Not necessarily like just the sweetness factor.
Right, yeah, because they put eggs in that shit.
The sweetness factor of the sugar in the crumble stuff is so over the top.
Wow.
I ordered it once.
Crazy.
About the only time I'm ever going to do it. I got like a sample thing where it was like 4 little single serves of the ice cream and 4 little cookies. You could,
Yeah.
You have them for a long time. Plenty of cookies
and
ice cream
for
a while. And then you eat one of the cookies and you're like, did I just get diabetes? Like,
right? Did they literally just somehow manage to transmorph fucking just pure sugar into a cookie form?
You're like, I genuinely like. If you take a bite, you'd be like, "There's no flour in this. Don't fucking lie to me."
Right? It's obviously
and then
pure
to top
sugar.
it off, the cookies are usually frosted on top.
Oh Jesus,
so
dude!
It's just, I mean, they have like a chocolate chip cookie and then like another. I think there's a couple other cookies that aren't frosted, but most of them have like a half inch of fucking frosting across the top of it. And you're like,
wow,
fucking it's insane.
Yeah. They're kind of like, I never thought I'd say this, but this is too sweet.
Well, you never thought you'd say this. I say too sweet all the time. I don't buy Raisin Bran ever, but I love buying bran flakes and raisins and eating Raisin Bran.
Yeah, without having the fucking the raisins covered in sugar.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah,
the
that
point
is pretty
in that
fucking
one.
nuts.
Like
a raisin's pretty goddamn sweet already.
Why not just add frosted flakes too? You know, just make it frosted fucking bran flakes and then frosted raisins.
Yeah.
And you just have your bowl of sugar. And the thing that gets me is bran flakes on their own are kind of sweet. Like, you don't really need to add any sugar. They have a kind of a hint of sweetness to them already.
Yeah.
And then raisins obviously are sweet, like on their own. They're very sweet. But like, I don't understand why you would need to add more.
Yeah, feel the need to coat them with fucking sugar.
Well, can you handle things for maybe like 5 minutes? I gotta
that's
and
fine.
grab my pillows and throw another set of pillows in there because it takes like 3 fucking hours to dry fucking pillows in the dryer. Right,
I hear you. Right, yeah, that's cool.
Back in a sec.
Right on. All right, I'll probably do like 5 minutes of silence, dude. That's fine. I'm essentially playing a retro as I'm streaming. So, for anybody unfamiliar, Retro Bowl is it's basically like it's like Tecmo Bowl. If anybody knows what Tecmo Bowl is, or Tecmo Super Bowl from the original Nintendo, it's essentially that, like graphics like that. But it actually has, trade. It has the actual NFL teams, but none of the players. Like all the players are just random weird names. But it has like, where you can draft players, like a franchise type of thing. Not really a super involved, so it's kind of like a somewhat passive thing, dude. It's a fun game. If you like Tecmo Bowl, Retro Bowl is a really fucking fun game to play. All right. And beyond that, I might as well talk about my dog. I mean, my son's dog, my grand puppy. He's he had a spot where he got stung by something, like right behind his mouth on the right side of his face or whatever. And basically, like, it was a huge lump. I had a video of it, and I think I was asking people what the fuck it was. But anyways, like, it went down, but that patch on his skin is still, the hair hasn't grown back. And I don't know if it's just taking a while or if it's going to, because it's been like probably a good month, maybe. Actually, I can look it up and see when the fuck I posted that. All right. All right, so it's like about a month ago. 10/11. Oh no, October 11th. Yeah, so basically a month ago. Almost exactly. Nice. All right, anyways. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like it should have grown back, but it hasn't. And again, like I said, obviously the hair all fell out over that tiny little spot. It's like less than the size of a dime, like just under the size of a dime, I'd say. It just has this fucking blank patch. So yeah, it's a little concerning. And he's been doing a lot of dry heaving. Like he's gonna throw up. He's thrown up like just a couple of times, but like he does the dry heaving a lot, which I don't know if I've mentioned it here before, but my concern for that dog is almost as much concern as I had for my own child when he was sick. So, I don't know. I guess I just didn't expect to be that attached to anything this fucking quickly, but I love that little fucking asshole. He's a lot of fun. He's a lunatic. Again, likes to growl and... Like, you ever see the videos of, like, wolves when they're fucking closing in on something? They do that thing where they pull their front, upper lips or whatever and snarl. He does that, like, while he's playing. Like, his fucking tail's wagging, and yet he's snarling and fucking growling. Like, he just, apparently... Alright, cool. So I took the time to talk about my dog.
About your dog, yeah.
Or my son's dog. Yeah, I figured I'd get it out of the way while you were gone.
Oh, there we go. Much appreciated, sir.
Fucking hear it. Yeah, no problem.
Oh, man.
All right.
Sitting there.
Yeah.
Going on and on about
but yeah, I was. Yeah.
Well, you know, puppies are kind of adorable, though. I can understand people being excited about puppies. Children, on the other hand, are disgusting, so, you know.
Yeah, if they're not yours, dude, they fucking suck, dude. And even if they are, it's like, eh.
That was a good workout.
But yeah, I was, just real quick, dude, this dog growls and snarls. Like, when he's playing. Like, his tail will be wagging. Like, he likes to do the play fighting bites, but he doesn't bite down, you know what I mean? Like, I would literally, like, the same thing I used to do with my golden retriever we had when I was a kid. I'd literally, like, kind of push him away, and he'd come back like he's going to bite, and I'd literally put my forearm in his mouth, and he wouldn't bite down. Like, as soon as he touches flesh or whatever, he would just stop biting down. And this puppy does the same thing. But it's weird, because he literally, dude, you're like, dude, you're supposed to do that when you're, like, pissed or fucking trying to intimidate something, and he just fucking growls and snarls.
That's like people that pretend to be mad at their little kids.
Right. Yeah, I see. I suppose. Okay, but yeah. All right, I'll stop talking about him.
No,
because I know I'm the only one that's interested in that shit.
I mean, I'm gonna tune out if you keep going on about the puppy, just because I've a puppy. You know?
Yeah, it's not your puppy. You don't care.
Exactly.
I get it.
Exactamundo. But I mean, there's shit I could talk about. Like, I could go on about dancing and shit all fucking day.
Right.
To get real fucking old, real fucking quick too. You know, like, I mean, I'm not.
Yeah, no, I would do the same thing. I'd be like, oh yeah.
To be on another level. We're better off avoiding it.
And tune out as well. Yeah,
which I
get it.
would fully expect. It's one of those things I tend to not go on about because I don't want people to be bored when they're talking to me. But yeah, I mean, everybody's got those interests.
Yeah.
You are
so like
a little
I said,
on the obsessed side with the fucking dog.
Oh yeah. Well, again, the OCD, dude, it kicks in.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, my level of concern for this thing is scarcely less than I had for my own kid. So, yeah,
I've seen
I did not
the videos.
expect
You definitely talk to that dog as if it were a child.
Let's get
and I seriously got sick a couple weeks ago. I had fucking diarrhea and shit for like 3 days straight. And yeah, I was constantly texting my son like, I'm like, is he still doing it? Yeesh. Yeah, that is scary. Cause yeah, you kind of forget because people used to like die from that shit.
Yeah,
well, you know what I mean? Like really they would literally dehydrate and die.
Yeah, you're like suddenly like, wow, suddenly I really, really like and crave water and nothing else. Oh, this is because my body is rejecting me entirely.
yeah. Any liquid and anything else is just going right through me, so I'm not absorbing the moisture, obviously.
That was a good workout.
Did you see the beauty pageant where the large trans female woman won the pageant?
Oh, really? Like, why? Because they had pity or something?
Yeah. Well, pageant, the biological women are all smiling and clapping, but I mean, you got to think.
But you know that wasn't the most beautiful person there. Like, it's just not true.
Yeah. They should not really have been winning the fucking. Let me see if I can find there's a video, but I want to try to find
unless you're talking Blair White.
Yeah, somebody that actually seems to genuinely have the euphoria, and actually presents as female, not like a what's his name? I haven't really seen much from him yet.
The creepy guy that used to use his trans status as like a way to like fuck women.
Yeah, to fuck lesbian women specifically, I think.
Basically force lesbians into feeling like obligated to get down.
Yeah, and all he did really was like let his hair grow out and then put like a little bit of wing makeup on his fucking eyelashes. Yeah. Let me see if I can find at least a picture.
That was a good workout.
Wins Ah, damn it. Woman wins beauty pageant. God damn it. I can't fucking...
How shitty would that be? Like, I'm sure the person who was in there was obviously, like, fucked up in the head, so they probably think, oh, that's so amazing, I won.
Yeah,
but, like, you only won, like, because they felt obligated to give you a prize. None of them thought you were attractive. But.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I think I got a good picture to share. Copy image. See if it still works.
Let's get this over with.
I think I got it.
Yeah. It's kind of sad. It's a shame. Shame that kind of stuff is being allowed to happen. But
yeah, the sports thing seems especially egregious. The guy that's like a pretty average, like college athlete. The swimmer from where was it? University of Pennsylvania, I think. That dude that turned into a world-class athlete by going from male to female. Yeah.
I don't think you're a world-class athlete when you basically use cheating, taking advantage of like.
The woke culture nowadays. Yeah. Like that one's bad enough. The fucking the trans females and like UFC or like MMA fighting, that's fucking nuts. That's just fucking crazy.
That's just men beating the fuck out of women on TV for money. Like,
I watched it.
The women should at least know what they're getting into,
Yeah, I think the one that I'd heard about, like, literally broke the bones in their face.
Yeah, broke her orbital bone.
Yeah, which is not, from what I understand, not the easiest thing to do.
No, it's part of your skull. Skulls are pretty fucking hard. They're not supposed to be really easily breakable. Oh, this is I forgot about one of the things in the game that I want to point out in Harvestella. There are storage boxes all over the place, and they're all connected, and you can access them whether or not the things are in your backpack. So when you're crafting, you can just, if you have the stuff in storage or in your inventory or in both places, you can just use it. You don't have to like go and collect it and have it in your inventory. That is
incredibly convenient.
Amazingly convenient.
Yeah.
It is the best part of this game. Hands down.
Yeah. It was the thing that bugged me about the Elder Scrolls Online, dude. Is you literally, if you didn't buy the package where you could have a house or whatever, you basically could store about 50 items. That was it. Yeah. So, I think they changed it. That was pretty early. Played the game. It's been years at this point. I think they changed it where you could, but it was so fucked up, man.
Can you buy the house without buying the package, though? Because that's, to me, the biggest thing as far as, like, what's okay and what's not okay.
Yeah, no, I think you had to actually pay for the package. I think you could get a house, but you didn't have any storage, so there was no fucking point to it. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't do anything for you, really.
Yeah.
In order to actually get all the storage and shit, you had to buy the extra package. And again, I think that's changed. Like, I think now they made it, I assume they made enough money off of it. They're like, all right, let the fucking free-to-play assholes be able to get this now.
Yeah, well, there should not be items that are non-cosmetic.
Looks like some of the crops are ready for harvest.
That you have to pay to get, and you can't get any other.
Yeah,
a house
exactly.
in a game like that, that's not a cosmetic item. That's not like, it's like, no, that's more storage. That means different gameplay, different ability to store. There's big difference in the game. It's like, it's so shitty when companies do that shit where they're like, oh, well, it's
like, you can store a bunch of shit if you pay an extra $20 or whatever the fuck. I don't remember how much it was, but
that's not at all. I'm not a big fan of that shit.
Yeah, it was disappointing because again, I love that I love the Elder Scrolls universe. So it was, it was nice to have, more in-game shit, kind of fleshing out the lore and shit. But yeah,
there was a lot of cool lore in that game.
Yeah,
the stories,
again,
the stories were like so awesome all the time. It's just so much fun.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm always amazed when, anybody manages to make a universe like that, like detailed, that complex, and that interesting. Mainly because I just don't have the attention span to fucking do anything remotely like that. Although I suppose it's a bunch of people coming up with it, but still impressive nonetheless.
Yep. Yeah, they do have a lot of people working together on making that stuff happen for sure. But...
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, there was. I hated the ones where you have to have, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 other people. Like, it's literally impossible to get through some of that shit without having, like a 4-member team.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, you're like hanging out, hoping 3 other people show up that can fucking raid this shit with you.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know.
Although there's a lot.
I never played the online one. So I didn't know.
Yeah, it was a huge disappointment. You're not missing that.
I heard a lot of people had the same shit to say about that, and that's why I never played that, because it was just like very, very obviously there were a lot of very disappointed people who did not feel that was a very fun game or a very fair shake between free to play and people paying. So I was just like, yeah, I'm a player.
Yeah, or like the pets, like the thing you're going are essentially kind of like followers, I guess. Yeah, like if you're paying money to get the the fucking upgraded pets or the better pets, it was pretty pointless.
Yeah, wasn't the
pets, to have some dumbass
at least in my experience, which is very limited, I thought pets in those games in general were pretty much just like cosmetic. As far as you look different when you were traveling on the map, or in some cases you could actually like access different parts of the map with them than you would normally be able to access.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the increased access, but yeah, it was at least the smaller ones, the ones that you could get without paying money, I guess. Well,
I'm talking about like there'd be places where on some of the maps, like where you'd have to have a flying pet to get to, or a swimming pet, or something like that.
Oh yeah.
So like that happens occasionally, depending on the game. Yeah. So like I don't, totally depends on what the game is, because all the world maps are, obviously different.
Right. Yeah, like I said, I never fucked with the pets thing because I wasn't willing to. After paying $60 for something, kind of figure. You shouldn't have to pay another 10, 20, whatever the fuck amount to get a good pet or again,
to make the
a
game
house
fun.
that you can actually
you shouldn't have to pay extra money to make the game fun.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It's possible. Like I said, if they've changed it where you can at least again get a house and a decent amount of storage without paying money and not having to grind too much.
Yeah.
That would be a massive improvement. The pets thing is, it's kind of it's not really necessary. So it's fine. We want to charge for that, I guess. But yeah. Yeah, really disappointing game. I need to go back and play Oblivion. I've never played Oblivion.
Oh, yeah, you really should. Oblivion was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed that game.
Yeah, a lot of people say it's like, a lot of people like it more than Skyrim. So I'm like, wow, okay.
It definitely had some, I would say, some benefits over Skyrim, for sure.
Yeah, my son played it.
It wasn't quite as complicated. In a lot of ways. That's, I think, what I would say is probably...
Right.
The primary benefit over Skyrim.
Yeah, I saw like he had his agility way up. I think he always plays as a Khajiit for some reason. And like he would show me like how far he could jump and shit. I'm like, holy shit, that's fucking ridiculous.
Oh yeah, some of the fucking the way you can like boost the characters so that they do like crazy shit. You're like, what the fuck?
Like, dude,
like
you
it's like
jump
in
like 100
Morrowind.
feet.
I don't know if you ever played the Morrowind one.
No, I never did.
Right, so there was this weird glitch in Elder Scrolls Morrowind where you would cast. It was like Soul Trap on the ground, and then you would do something else, and then you would cast a. You could essentially cast an unlimited boost on your own player's stat. So there was you could get a different spell for each stat, so strength, speed, health, all that kind of shit, and you could set your strength so high that when you jumped, you would stall the game out for like 2 minutes while you went up and then came back down and landed.
God damn, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty nutty. Crazy. But you're gonna want to make your health a whole lot higher first, because
when you land,
you're gonna die when you land if you don't. So
right.
But it was kind of funny because you could boost your speed up and then just like aim in a direction and start moving and be like halfway across the map in like half a second. Like
God
the
damn,
map would have to like
nuts.
stall out and catch back up with you. It was definitely like obviously very game breaking, but you could do it to a lesser extent if you chose to, and not doing as much damage to stuff.
So yeah, it's one of those optional ones again.
Well, it's one of the things where you can do it to a lesser degree and be like, I'm just gonna double my strength and stamina and carry weight and shit like that, as opposed to making it like 10,000 times stronger.
Yeah, where you're essentially jumping out of the fucking map every time.
Yeah, so that was the benefit there. Was you could just like.
Yeah. It's not like something that would automatically happen no matter what you did. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't always crazy. It could be just normal.
Yeah, it was up to you how far to push it.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, was Morrowind a good one too? I mean, they made
I
the
enjoyed
sequel,
it.
so.
I think Morrowind was fun. It's a much less complicated game.
You look busy.
Yeah. No, I remember seeing it because that was on the original. Right, pretty sure. So yeah, I remember seeing it and almost buying it, but then just not. Yeah, the only thing I remember about it is reading a thing about how there was some point in the game where there was a prisoner you're supposed to go talk to, and something was happening where he was dead all the time, like early on, or he was always dead when you'd go to talk to him, and they couldn't fucking figure out like why it was happening, the developers or whatever. But apparently what was happening was like the guards that were watching him would run out of food, so they would go kill the prisoner and take their food. So basically the fix was something pretty easy. They just gave the fucking, guards plenty of access to, infinite food or whatever.
Huh.
But yeah. Anyway, yeah, and I should really go play those. You ever play any of the original ones, like Arena or whatever 2 was?
No, never played any of the originals. Nope, not at all.
Yeah, those would be interesting.
Yeah,
I assume they were good enough.
Yeah,
they were good enough for sequels.
To go back and play the original. I never thought.
Afternoon.
I'm trying to think. The original one was Arena, I think, right? The Elder Scrolls Arena.
Don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think originally
it's a totally different style of game, though. Like it's like a really old school computer game.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no it's not fluid movement. You're not running around in first person, third person, or any of that kind of shit.
Yeah, and from what I believe, originally, essentially supposed to be like an arena battle type thing, where you're, essentially just, battling other guys like a gladiator style, like arena battles.
For most of the game.
Yeah, and because I've watched videos and shit on it, because apparently like the Elder Scrolls part was something they just added into it, so it wasn't just the arena battles. Like there was at least other shit you could do besides that.
So it'd be less boring. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it actually, it was just kind of added in like towards the end, they're like, all right, we got to throw some other shit in here so it's not so monotonous. So, and it turned into this whole fucking universe, dude, which is pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm definitely I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the games. It's a shame that the online one was so bad. Because I definitely would have ended up spending probably a fair amount of money on that if it had been just like a regular game and you didn't have to. It wasn't a pay to win kind of thing, you know. Because if it's pay to win, I'm out. I'm not going to try to compete against a bunch of people with like tons of fucking money to burn. Happily ready to just throw it on the ground and throw it away, like whatever. I was talking to one of the chicks in VR chat last night, who's in my group, and it was pretty fucking silly. Like she's one of those people that does that. So she was playing a game, kind of. I'm guessing similar to the one you were playing, where she had to check in every like couple of hours.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of them. I was dumb enough, after the Game of Thrones, I was dumb enough to fucking. Yeah, it was months later, but yeah, dumb enough to start playing another one that's the same bullshit. So yeah, hopefully I'm done with that shit. Hopefully I'm not stupid enough to start playing another one of those goddamn games.
You're gonna pick up another one of those games, right?
God damn, I hope not. Yeah, you should probably have me committed. Try to have me committed. If I'm fucking crazy enough to start playing one of those fucking games again, dude.
How is that gonna work? I'm pretty sure I don't have any authority.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Have somebody do some kind of fucking wellness check on me, dude, because I've lost my fucking mind. Not really, obviously. But yeah, hopefully my dumbass doesn't start playing one of those fucking games again.
Yeah, really.
God, I really hate the fucking birds in this game. Fuck you. Yeah, I think I've mentioned this before, but yeah, they have these fucking eagles and shit that will swoop down on you out of the fucking blue. And it's like, again, nothing fun about it, nothing really challenging about it. It's just annoying. So yeah, I'm like, God damn, I hope they took it out of the rest of the fucking games.
Oh,
yeah, which my son has played.
The Far Cry sounds like an interesting universe, honestly.
Yeah, no, it's a fun game, dude. Yeah, and like I said, my son, because I asked him, I'm like, they didn't keep doing this, did they? Like, I can't be the only one that's complaining about how fucking stupid this shit is. And he's like, yeah, no, it's still there, but it's way less often. Like, it's really rare that the birds actually swoop down on you and attack you. So I'm like, yeah, I guess that's all right. Yeah, so yeah, obviously they got the feedback. Turns out nobody likes this.
Oh, so weird, man. Why would anybody have an issue with that? I don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah, because it would. You could hear, as you're fucking walking around or whatever, you could hear the sounds of the and shit, and so you could kind of know there's one. But like a lot of the times, you're always hearing the fucking bird, so you can't really differentiate between
when it's not a big deal and when it is a big deal.
Yeah, between if it's attacking or is not going to attack. Yeah. So, yeah, I was like, God damn, there's no way to stop it, really, unless you're staring at the fucking sky all the time, which makes navigation a little fucking wonky. Yeah, you're going to get attacked by those goddamn things.
Somewhere out there, some guy has, trained himself to look up at the sky at the exact interval the birds attack.
Right.
But no one,
he's like, I got this algorithm.
Going to do that.
Yeah, we're just going to, kill the things. And be done with it, and get angry because it's so fucking stupid. Yeah, take that, wolvies.
Oh man, one of the other benefits of washing your pillows, at least in my opinion, it's a benefit.
Yeah,
They puff. They get all puffed back up again.
Yeah.
So
No, that's what I was thinking with mine. I'm like, God, this thing's disgusting.
They're all
like, why the
floofy
fuck
and
am I not
puffy
cleaned
again.
it?
It's like, oh, this is nice. Mine came out 3 times the thickness they went in. So, like, they expanded substantially.
Yeah, dude, so I really need to do that.
Yeah, I have a feeling tonight's going to be a good night asleep. And then, I got all my pillows from work the same way, so it's going to be a little easier to sleep at work, too, because they're nice and floofy. Plus, I'll tell you what, I don't know if you say you just have, like, a blanket on the floor kind of bed, like you don't have an actual mattress kind of thing?
Yeah.
Because of your back and whatnot?
Right.
I don't know if you've ever had, like, the difference between regular sheets and, like, flannel sheets.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Flannel sheets have that kind of micro satin kind of feel. They're super soft and
right.
cozy, kind of like, like micro fleece as opposed to, like, just smooth and satiny, like, sheets. And they're so, and it's substantially just putting that sheet on there makes the bed like a lot warmer.
Yeah.
So, which is also, especially when you're in winter time, definitely a benefit.
Yeah. Right now that would be nice. It's getting pretty goddamn, again, relative, but pretty fucking cold here.
Well, yeah. So you adjust to whatever your temperature range is, so it's not like. It's that much colder for you than it is for other people who live in places where it's colder. Or
your blood thins out or thickens up or whatever the fuck it does. I remember. Yeah, your body adapts. Yeah, when I moved up to Flagstaff in northern Arizona, I lived up there for a couple of years. The first winter, I was freezing the whole fucking time. And by the time the second winter came around, I could go out with just a light jacket and be totally fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you just you become accustomed to it, and it's not as bad. Your body adjusts, or your brain adjusts, or whatever. Something fucking happens,
Yeah, they say it's like your blood thins out or thickens up or whatever the fuck. But yeah, no, it would get to the point where I would come back down here, during the winter, and it would be like 60 degrees or whatever. And I remember hanging out with my friends. We were just out in the garage, and they're like shivering and shit, and they have jackets on, and I'm like wearing just like fucking shorts and a fucking like a polo shirt, and I'm totally fucking fine, and they're fucking freezing.
Oh yeah, I used to wear shorts year round. I still do.
Yeah.
Because it's California, and even though it's very cold during the winter, it's not so cold that there's any sort of danger if you wear a pair of shorts.
Right. Yeah,
I'm kind of the odd one out in that. Like, not a lot of people are doing that besides me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, the snowbirds here definitely. Yeah, they go around in shorts because obviously they live in like places like Minnesota and fucking freezing
for
places.
them, cold is like 30 below.
Yeah,
0, not like 65 degrees.
Yeah.
So you guys are like, oh, it's fucking cold, and they're like, you fucking crazy?
Are you kidding? Jacket weather doesn't start until you're like at least 10 below.
Man, why am I be sweating my balls off in a fucking jacket? You got to be kidding me.
So yeah, it would get to the point where I'd come down here. Well, yeah, during the summers, it would be like 85, and I'm like, God damn, it's fucking hot.
Yeah.
Which again is 85 if you lived in the desert.
Oh,
it's almost cool.
I found
like it's not really hot.
A guy that does like travel stuff, but he does like motorcycling all over the place on these really cheap off-road, on-road bikes.
All right.
I was really getting into it until the part where he started trying to tell people that it's perfectly safe to travel in places like Mexico and Iran. There's no risk at all.
What the fuck, dude?
I'm just like, you fucking asshole.
That is incredibly irresponsible advice, dude. What the fuck, man?
It's not only is it not true.
No, it's dangerous, dude. It's dangerous.
Didn't run into any issues.
Yeah.
Most people do. So you're the odd one out.
Yeah. No, I remember, something like that happening. I think like 2 women had gone to someplace in Iran or somewhere.
Oh, I think
they were talking that
went to like
shit.
Pakistan or some shit.
Yeah, one of those, some Middle East country where they basically ended up getting fucking either kidnapped or fucking
It was
killed or whatever.
Afghanistan. They went to
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan because they were like, it was one of those things where everybody was like, even the most crazy of left wing people were like, yeah, I mean that was kind of stupid.
Right. So again, no, I know we say Muslims or whatever would be like, yeah, don't actually go there, you fucking lunatic.
Well, anytime you're traveling out of the first world into the third world,
yeah,
it's gonna have risks. So, yeah, maybe it's safe to travel in Mexico and Iran, but that comes with the caveat of if you do your research and you know the areas you should and shouldn't go.
Yeah,
because there's gonna be like touristy areas where the rich people hang out where you're perfectly safe because there's a whole bunch of armed guards that are hired to fucking make it that way.
Yeah,
and the what do you call it? The how am I?
The cops actually do their job.
The cartels are paid off so they don't fucking raid those areas.
Yeah.
Like it's all arranged so that it's safe there and you can travel in those areas no problem. Or there's areas where there's just no money in the cartels fucking with them. It's just too remote.
Yeah.
And you can travel through those areas and see all the poor people and be amazed at how hard it is to live in there as everyone else does.
Mm-hmm.
And go there and be perfectly safe. But you do need to do your research before you go to somewhere. Even friendly like places like Canada, you still want to probably have a general idea of where you're going, like what the bad areas are of that city.
Yeah. Even if you're in like Toronto or something, there's probably areas, again, even in the quote unquote safe cities, there's going to be areas you shouldn't be going into.
Yeah, like if you were to go to New Orleans, there's definitely a quarter where you don't want to, I think they call it the French Quarter in movies and TV shows. I don't know what it is in real life. But there's always going to be an equivalent of that French Quarter in every city where you just can't safely go without being a local.
Yeah, you better stick to like Canal Street and I don't know what fucking streets are, but I think there's a Canal Street in New Orleans somewhere.
Like Canal, and there's like a canal and like a Mardi Gras Street or something, like the two really big streets in New Orleans.
Yeah. If you go a block away from either. You're fucking nuts.
It's like if you go to like Las Vegas, all the casinos are on one street, and then the rest of the city is just suburbia.
Mm-hmm.
There's good areas, there's bad areas, but it's just a regular city. It's only that one big strip where all the fucking casinos are located.
Yeah. Well, there's some stuff downtown, but the nice area is definitely the strip. Yeah, I've been to Vegas a few times. I don't think I've ever strayed away from the strip. Hey, finally got some enemies. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, come on out, buddy. Don't worry, it's safe.
So I stopped watching that channel, and I'm like, I'm out. If you're going to be giving
you're obviously nuts.
Travelers bad advice like that, I'm not interested in watching it. I'm like, he's very entertaining, and it's like it's cool that he does all these travel vlogs. But you can't just outright lie to your fucking audience like that about stuff. You're obviously encouraging them to go out and do the same shit. And it's like, it worked out great for you. You guys got lucky. But
yeah, exactly.
Know the areas before you go somewhere that are safe and not safe. It's like, so my mom, when she was younger, ran into a group of people that came over to camp on the West Coast, and they came from the East Coast. Well, in the East Coast, you have poison ivy, and on the West Coast, you have poison oak, and they don't look the same. They, however, do have the same effect on you, and I believe they're related to each other. And this poor family had gathered poison oak and put it on their fire. They had gathered poison oak as their bedding. They had cooked their hot dogs and were roasting marshmallows on poison oak sticks that they were eating.
Jesus. Holy fuck, dude.
She went up and she was like, yeah, you guys know what poison ivy is? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, that's its cousin everywhere. all through your camp. So all their camping gear basically just had to be burned. And I think they had it a bunch in their car too. And it was just because they really liked it for some reason. It was really useful for all the camping stuff. And she's like, you need to drop everything and go to the hospital right now because that's Poison Oak's cousin. And they did. And they definitely would have died if she'd not.
Yeah, that's fucking scary. I was going to say.
Poison Oak's oil started to have the effects that they inevitably have. Because it was in their lungs and their stomach, their esophagus, all over their skin.
Yeah, they were ingesting it all the ways you can ingest it. Yeah.
Well, because, once it starts burning on the fire, like that smoke carries microscopic particles of the oil all over. And deposits them on everything it touches. You ever sit by a campfire? The smoke goes in your face at least a few times every couple of minutes.
Yeah, it shifts around for sure. So anywhere you're you're going to get hit by the smoke eventually.
Yeah, sooner or later you're going to get whammied. And it was just one of those things where it's like, that's like one of those things. You know the risks where you're going. Had they taken 10 minutes to go to the library and look up like dangerous plants in California, Poison Oak would have been at the top of the list, and they'd have seen all sorts of pictures of the leaves and the plants and been able to tell it really easily because Poison Oak's really easy to identify. It's not hard.
Yeah. There's another one that's
3, let it be.
There's poison ivy, poison oak, and then I think there's one called like poison sumac or something like that. I don't know if I'm getting the name right. One. Yeah, those 3 are all apparently pretty similar.
Yeah, and if I was going to go camping in the East Coast somewhere, I would 100% take the time to learn how to identify like poison ivy and whatever other plants they have that are dangerous. I don't know if there are other dangerous plants there. I'm sure there's other stuff you should know.
Yeah, finding out like what mushrooms.
This plant looks
into
exactly like a blackberry bush, and the berries on it look very, very similar to blackberries, but in fact they're poisonous.
Yeah.
Like maybe they won't kill you; they'll just give you the shits and stomach ache for like a couple of days. But you're better off not eating them.
Yeah. Ideally.
Yeah.
But at all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you ever seen like the difference between. Like, if you ever see a blueberry and a huckleberry next to each other, they're real hard to tell the difference between. Luckily, they're both perfectly edible and tasty, and they're very similar berries. Like, you don't have to worry. Like, you eat either one of them. But, like, you wouldn't be able to be like, oh, that's a huckleberry.
Right. Yeah, I forget what plant it is, but plant that has, like, these little red berries that look totally edible, but are fucking super poisonous.
Yeah.
I can't think of the fucking name, but yeah. Ooh, more enemies showed up.
We had one that had these little shiny red berries all over it that were like kind of pasty when you squished them. And they were super poisonous to eat, and my parents were very like careful to let me and my brother and my sister all know, be like, no, these are bad, they will kill you.
Yeah, do not ever fuck with these.
And never be able to get back up again. And you're like, oh, that sounds awful.
All right, yeah, that's gonna sink in. Normally I tune you out, Mom and Dad, but I'm going to take your advice on this one. Yeah.
So yeah, it was one of those trippy kind of situations. But they were a lot of fun to pick the berries off and just huck them at things because they kind of blew up a little bit.
Right.
So that was kind of fun.
But yeah, not ingesting them or fucking with them.
Nope. That also reminds me of the fucking Daria episode where the family goes camping and the dad goes and picks all the berries and they all get high as fuck except for Daria because she's like, I'm not eating those fucking berries. You're idiots.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they got all... They're all delusional or whatever you call it. Delirious.
Gather them all together and get them out of there and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I fucking love that show, dude.
Oh, yeah. I have the whole collection on DVD. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Every couple of years, it's fun to go back and just rewatch the whole Daria series. It's great. All the way through to the movies.
Did Mike Judge actually do that show too? Is that... I know it was a spin-off because Daria was a character in Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't remember if it was actually Mike Judge or not. I assume it was, because it's a really good show. Yeah. Jane, great character. Her brother Trent, fucking awesome.
Nice.
Indeed. Oh man. Man, some of the weapons you get in this game are amazing.
Oh yeah,
We've
there
got a
was
fucking,
it's not Grand Theft Auto, but it was a similar kind of game. Like you go out and commit mayhem on the streets and shit, and it's sort of like a spoof of that game. It's almost like the comedic spoof movie of a real movie, but video game style.
Yeah, Saints Row.
Saints Row, yes.
Saints Row, yeah, yeah.
And
apparently those got
the
fucking
movie,
ridiculous.
the weapons in there were fucking awesome.
Right?
Like,
yeah, I played a little bit, but yeah, my son played all the Saints Row ones. I think the last one they made was kind of. I think one just came out recently, and it was I think it was filled with woke bullshit, so it just fucking sucks.
So nobody.
Why would you do that? Yeah, why would you fucking do that in a game that's essentially like designed to offend, idiots? Like, why are you going to make that politically correct?
There was a fucking gun that was just a dildo on a jackhammer. Right? I mean, you literally just run up and just jackhammer dildo somebody to death. It was like obviously not meant to be taken seriously.
Yeah. But yeah, I got to be PC on a game that was essentially based on not being PC.
Well, but
like
then,
essentially taking
those games, they always end up racist. Like that movie I watched, it's like, oh well, shit. Apparently, we're just going to be super fucking racist the whole movie.
Right. Yeah, and not realize it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the condescending racism. Of the lefty lunatics.
Black people can't figure out how to get IDs.
Yeah, Jesus, that was amazing. Because anyone they'd ask, no, I know where the fucking DMV is.
Yeah.
I know where like 3 of them are. Like I can make my way there to get a fucking
I got
ID.
4 phones on me now. Like,
right.
I know how to get a fucking driver's license.
I could not believe that. It's racist against black people. Well, it turns out you have very low opinion of what these, what black people are capable of doing. Especially something as basic as getting a fucking ID.
Yep. Well, more and more people are swinging to the right. I mean, look at how many races we're winning despite the blatant fraud that's been going on.
Yeah.
Like that thing with, in Arizona where like suddenly a quarter of the fucking poll machines stopped working, and everybody has to take like an extra couple of hours to vote or put their vote in a box that gets hand counted. Or also known as the trash can. Like,
oh shit! Welcome back, Samaj. By the way.
Yo.
It depends because some people didn't even get because they were supposed to be extra ballots and some of them never even came. One guy said he was waiting in line for 8 hours for more ballots to be delivered, and they never came.
Yep. So they basically she just decided to fuck over all the areas that were Republican so they couldn't get votes.
Well, and what's really surprising,
it's so weird because she runs the whole election. That's so weird. That only happen in Republican majority counties.
Well, and what's really surprising is that you look at a bunch of these states, like California, and their population is shrinking rapidly, and other populations like Florida and Texas are growing rapidly, and yet they were able to count the votes before the end of the night.
Well, and California is probably not a majority left wing at this point. It's just the systems are in place at this point that there's no way to get past the fraud and the stuff that's going on. I do never talked to a Democrat.
I do believe that California is predominantly a lefty kind of thing, mostly because
I've talked to a bunch of people. I've never talked to a single person who's legitimately left wing.
Well, it depends on where you go and what parts. I'm sure.
San Francisco.
Well, I'm sure that I'm sure that there are communities out there. I'm sure that there are communities out there that are.
I'm sure there are, but yeah, it's
that
crazy.
are. Yeah, I know, but I do believe I think the majority of the state is predominantly Democrat run.
Maybe it's mostly in Southern California, because I've yet to meet that many people in Northern California, but we are a lot more of a farming area up here than down in Southern California.
Indeed, but what I'm getting at here is that I think that the people who would have made it more, let's say, a centrist kind of a state already left. Businesses and whatnot, because California is just not a very hospitable place for a lot of people. So, unless of course you live in the areas where the rich and the wealthy live, in which case it's perfectly fine.
Oh, and it wasn't that bad 15 years ago. You could fucking get a job and pay your rent. Now you can't even afford rent on a full-time job. Like, it's crazy.
Well, and not only that, I mean, you also have like rolling blackouts going on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you heard, but the Young Turks had to cancel some of their streams because the blackouts just, the power wouldn't come back on, so they couldn't stream.
And it's all self-inflicted. So not a single one of those rolling blackouts is because there just isn't enough power.
Exactly.
It's because they've changed the way they allow people to generate power so that there can't be enough.
Exactly. So it's quite something. Yeah, I'm gonna run and get supper. I'll be right back.
All right. But yeah, no, it's again, I'm still a majority Democrat or whatever. But yeah, there's not. I think you've mentioned before, like you've never met somebody that actually agrees with all the extremist, leftist fucking craziness. So yeah, it seems like it's amplified because if you go off of what you see on like Twitter or any of the social media, you're like, okay, this is an incredibly small amount of the population that's that extremist, but they fucking get boosted and they're very loud, very vocal minority.
Yeah,
like a fucking very small minority. So yeah, you get the impression that there's a lot of people that agree with it when there just isn't.
Yep, that's the problem. Well, and the other problem is people that vote by party alone and don't vote by issue and by individual.
Yeah.
Because if you take the time to figure out, who you do and don't agree with, you can make much better decisions on who you're voting into office.
Yeah.
Because in most cases, I would say, like the average person is going to agree with some conservatives and some Democrats, like in general.
Yeah.
It's a pretty normal thing for people to do.
Yeah, and I guess there's not as many people are going to automatically just hate you if they know you're a Democrat or know you're a conservative. You know what I mean? Like there's a vast majority of people don't view people that disagree with them as the enemy.
Yeah.
But online, that
go out and
seems to be the case.
House on fire because he's a Democrat. That's ridiculous,
Yeah. I'm not going to go out and fucking do a hoax, fucking hate crime, draw swastikas poorly usually, and then claim that it,
backwards.
There's Nazis. Yeah. Yeah. Again, incredibly loud, fucking obnoxious. Very small minority of people actually do crazy shit like that.
Oh yeah.
And it's fucked up because again, there's going to be genuine fucking racism and genuine fucking hate crime shit that now, or I have probably since 2015, 2016, that I now assume is fake anytime it happens because a vast majority of the time it is. It always turns out to be a fucking bullshit hoax. Again, poorly executed.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's what's really infuriating about it. It's like, I'd like to be outraged when something that's legitimately fucking racist happens, or sexist, or whatever. But again, you've gotten it to the point where I am incredibly, extremely skeptical of anything. Because again, assuming it's a hoax, you're going to be right at least 90% of the time.
True.
So yeah, that's the kind of pernicious part about it. It's like, you guys are fucking... That's incredibly damaging, dude. You get to the point where nobody believes you.
Yeah. Well, but then you also get people who wholeheartedly buy, what was it, that fucking Jussie Smollett thing?
Oh, yeah. People that still believe that shit was real.
Yeah, there's still people that support that fucking idiot.
Well, you can be skeptical in the other way. You can think that the whole thing was real and that the whole thing is designed to discriminate against black people, so they're making this shit up.
But logically, that makes no sense. Like, getting that many people to all get in on the same thing is pretty
impossible,
unreasonable.
Well, it's a conspiracy theory in a lot of ways. It's like, well, it's a conspiracy that black people are getting, oppressed and all that. But people have a habit of believing in that, mostly because, like, in the past, that's happened. That people did discriminate against blacks in the past. All right, so that made sense. There's no reason to believe that's still going on. It's the same reason like women didn't have as many privileges as men. All right, but there's no reason to think that's still going on. But some people have been so drummed up that they sort of believe. It's also partially because a lot of people don't have a lot going on in their lives. A lot of people's lives are boring, mostly because it's good. I mean, there's your time is better spent focusing on yourself.
Please,
but
come again.
Let's be honest, life's too good for a lot of people. And so
it's very true, sadly.
Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy. Like the Smollett one, there's fucking like 3% of people believe Amber Heard, even after watching the trial and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's
disturbing. How could you possibly?
Yeah, like, yeah, her shit was so over the top. Yeah, and so fucking much of it was like disproven. Yet there's still like, it's only 97% of people.
I mean, how could it not?
Don't believe it, but there's that 3%. Well, and they're fucking still trying to harass Depp and anybody that supports Depp or fucking any of that shit, dude. Like, there's still people out there fucking with like that Umbrella guy and fucking, anybody that was. Yeah.
That beauty pageant picture. My God, I'm sorry. I just saw this beauty pageant picture.
Oh,
that's just objectively fucking hideous.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, you'll see there's fucking pictures or videos where the fucking other girls are clapping with fucking smiles on their faces. And there's no fucking way.
If they don't clap and smile, they'll get in a lot of trouble on social media.
Yeah, they're going to be called a bigot or fucking whatever.
Even though this piece of garbage entered like that. Like, that's gross.
Everyone here is happy. No one's being coerced. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm. Right. No, we're really glad we didn't win the pageant.
What a disgusting piece of trash.
Dude.
To enter into that, knowing full well that the only reason you're going to win is because you're taking advantage of people's fucking sympathy.
Yeah.
And then look at your hand all up in the air like that's some sort of fucking accomplishment.
Well, I wanted to circle back earlier when I was mentioning conspiracy theories and how people are willing to believe really, really stupid shit.
Yeah.
When you look back to the 2010 and you're looking at the various different feminist groups out there talking about rape culture and all that shit's going on there. Well, part of the problem with that is that we are pattern-seeking mammals. We look for patterns. So, for instance, if someone is accused of rape and then it goes to court, goes to trial, and the guy walks away scot-free, and then you would think, well, I mean, because we're not always privy to the information of what went on down in the case. But if you think the guy walked away with it, and the guy could be an asshole, a scumbag, and so you may just automatically assume that maybe he did, because he's such a fucking asshole. But if he's innocent, he's innocent, and a lot of people just sort of assume, that somehow the system is rigged against women, and that it's designed to just let men walk. That's how that kind of things work, and so then, without knowing the information, without knowing there just wasn't enough evidence or whatever else, you will assume it's rigged. It's rigged against them. That's how they got away with it. Because
when in reality, there's just, if you're a certain level of fame, there's always going to be people that try to make false accusations or all sorts of stuff, either to make their own name or to make money off of you by suing you for shit.
Well, and not just that. I mean, and even like win or lose, I mean, your life is still ruined because now that's on your permanent record. So if you apply for a job, they're going to see that, and they're going to see it was like it was somewhere in there. And who knows what it's going to say? But it's probably going to say like was found not guilty or something. Well, you may just think,
no, not in the United States.
Oh, okay.
If you're not found guilty in court, like if you're found innocent, that's not. None of that is on any record of any kind.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good.
Yeah. If you're exonerated of the crime, it's completely gone. It's as if it never happened.
Well, regardless of that, even if let's say like I said, you're not privy to the information, you don't know what goes on, and you may think you just got away with it instead of seeing that there was enough evidence. Part of the other problem with let's say like a rape case, rape is very hard to prove because all the evidence you can get, like the most you can investigate, and the most because it was in the moment or whatever, you don't know what happened. You don't know what consent was there, what not, what wasn't.
Well,
if it did happen, if it didn't happen.
If you're not talking about violent rape.
Well,
because it's really, like the really despicable form where like somebody putting a knife to somebody's throat and raping them and stuff like that. That does happen. But there's a lot of cases where, two people went out on a date and then the woman is saying he raped her. And it's like, well...
Yeah. I was drunk.
We need some form of evidence because you can't just destroy somebody's life on a fucking one person's word.
Well, yeah, dude, my son had somebody accuse him of rape, dude. And luckily, everyone knew the bitch was full of shit. You know what I mean? Like, luckily, the bitch that did it, like even the cops, recognize this bitch is full of shit. Like, yeah, we have to do this investigation. But literally everyone was saying, yeah, he's a great guy, and that girl has accused other people, so she's full of shit. But, dude, if that fucking had happened like a month earlier, dude, that might not have been the case. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's fucked up, man.
Oh,
and again, that
somebody's in the chat all of a sudden. Mr. Murphy. Yo. Yeah, we're almost
that was
done
a while ago.
It's like another 5-10 minutes and we're out, bro. No, I had a client accuse me of rape, and it got to the point where they were in there having conversations with the police. Before, and everybody knew it hadn't happened, but it still has to go through because this is a licensed program. And there's certain procedures that have to be followed every single time that kind of thing happens. And she just wanted attention. Yeah. She just knew that it would get her attention, so she wanted attention. And she got to sit down and talk with the police for a couple of hours, and that made her happy enough to finally tell the truth and say, like, obviously not. And I mean, this is just someone who wet the bed every single night. Like, there's no way I would have ever even considered it. Like, any sort of contact.
Yeah, even any consensual shit. Yeah.
I don't even want to put my finger on her shoulder to get her attention. I don't want to physically contact her in any way. It was she was that repellent. Like, it was, you could smell piss on her all the time. Because she would occasionally just, like, pee her pants because she didn't feel like going to the bathroom. It was like really bad. She didn't end up in that program for very long. She was out of that program inside of a month or two. And that was like a long term where people would spend years and years there. So,
yeah, not easy to get kicked out of. Yet she managed.
Not easy unless you. The only things that would make it easy is you do something violent or you stop taking your medications. One of those two will get you out real quick. But other than that, not really easy to get thrown out of.
But yeah.
It was like, oh man, I'm trying to think of some other shit. Yeah, the girl that got stabbed to death is one of the other programs that I work at. I never worked at that program, but it's one of the other programs that the company runs.
Right.
That was because it was not a licensed facility, so they weren't doing like the proper background checks, and they weren't looking into the clients that they were allowing into the program's history properly. So, nobody knew that this dude was extremely violent. And so they brought him into the program, and he fucking stabbed the shit out of her and cut her throat.
Wow.
Yep.
That's fucking nuts, dude.
And he just went down and sat in his room like it was no big deal, no problem at all. And then it took forever for like the police and the ambulance to actually go inside because they're a bunch of pussies.
And dude.
Yeah, and they wouldn't let anybody else go back inside to help. So like, there was only one person that was left inside, like holding her as she died. It was pretty gruesome.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Gruesome,
That's
sad
fucked
situation,
up,
and I'm sure that their family is going to sue the fuck out of our company and get nothing, and then probably end up suing the holy shit out of the county and getting a bunch of money because we work for the county, so technically, anything we do can be can be legally gone back after. They can allow them to go after the county. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, no, it's just like I've heard cases of like there would be like underage kids, but kids that were like 15, 16, whatever, that had been placed in homes and had ended up molesting other kids, and they go to get put in another home, and they don't bother telling.
Yeah, they don't tell the home.
The people. Yeah, they don't tell them like, hey, this kid is sexually abused other kids. So
yeah, we
don't
had a
leave them
client
alone
that
with
needed
kids or
to
whatever.
be locked back up that we could not get locked back up, and her delusion was that if she got pregnant, it would fix her mental health problems.
Jesus
so she
fucking
was constantly
Christ.
trying to like take advantage, and this was a very low functioning house that I worked at the time. So these were very, very like your big accomplishment is if you could teach somebody to remember to wipe the drool off their face on a regular basis.
Jesus.
Like there was a couple guys there. We washed their pillows every day because every day they would wake up and their pillow would just be soaked through with drool.
Wow.
Yeah, and there was a lot of like issues getting people to use the bathroom properly and bathe and shit like that. It was not like care, like we didn't have to clean them up or anything like that. It was more like you had to constantly berate somebody to get them to go take a fucking shower. And then maybe you'd be lucky if you could get them to do it every 3 days.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, and it was because they were, on basically Thorazine derivatives and basically just shuffled around in a fucking stupor all day. And she wanted to bang one of the dudes there and get him to get her pregnant. We're like, yeah, he's going to get in trouble. He's going to end up with all these fucking bills to pay that he's got no money to pay. And they're going to just take it out of his disability. So we had to be like on top of that shit always. And it was impossible to get her thrown out because she's a girl. She was a Mexican lady. So, she's untouchable.
Yeah, I didn't want to be racist and sexist and hold her accountable.
Even though she's a menace to anybody she meets,
Yeah, that's a very fucking scary delusion. Because, not only for the dude that's getting stuck with the bills, but that fucking kid being raised by... Well, I guess they'd probably take him away, but take the kid away at some point, I would hope. Although maybe not.
Yeah,
so, you imagine that bitch raising a child?
That would be the appropriate action to take. You would think that.
Yeah. And no, can't do that.
Yeah, it was pretty sad.
Racist and sexist.
Pretty fucking sad.
Yeah.
But she
really
never got her
shit.
way. We kept on her. She was one of the 2 people I ever yelled at in that company when I've worked there. Because I generally don't find it useful to yell at people.
Yeah, they're gonna tune you out or do the opposite for fucking just yelling at them. Yeah.
You're not going to get what you want, so it's kind of a waste of your time. It's like yelling at customer service people over the phone. Like, I mean, yeah, maybe it's satisfying, but they didn't do anything to you.
Yeah. And if you're doing that, especially right off the bat, you're like, again, you're making it to where I'm going to go out of my way and do what I can to be helpful for you. So don't fucking yell. Like, it's one thing, dude, you can escalate it or whatever. You can be like, okay, I'm not satisfied with that. I need to speak to your manager or whatever.
If I'm having trouble with my temper, I'll usually start the call by being like, hey, look, I'm really pissed off, and it's going to be very obvious. But it's not at you, and I want you to realize that I'm not directing any of this towards you. I'm sorry, you got to put up with my bullshit, but just so you know, and not personal, I'm not fucking gunning for you or nothing.
Yeah.
And they usually are very appreciative of that and just appreciative of being not an asshole in general.
Yeah. No, like I said, I've never done any of that shit, dude. Just even if I'm furious,
there's things customer service people can do. In almost every situation, there's always stuff that customer service people are allowed to do, but don't have to do.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised how many times that'll make a big difference and get you special treatment and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you tell them I'm really upset about what's going on here, but and you're not yelling at them, and again holding them responsible for something they had nothing to do with. Yeah, it's very counterproductive.
Yeah. I love that paying off my credit cards has dropped my FICO score 50 points.
What's a FICO?
Financial
something.
My credit score. Yeah, it dropped my credit score 50 points. Paying it off so that I don't owe them any more money. It's debt free, you piece of trash.
Yeah, they want you full of debt.
A little something.
Yeah.
You got debt, then you have to rely on them.
Exactly.
It's we don't have a slave anymore? God damn it.
Yeah, because, that interest is just free money, they don't have to do any work for that. They just sit back and collect that shit all day long.
Yeah, I love those people.
Get that big cash money. Cash money. Cash you outside. All right, we probably have reached a good point to stop here.
Yeah. We've been at it about 3 hours, so probably a good time to call it quits.
I'm going to say something real quick, though, before we go. So I just saw that Guillermo del Toro, he put out a little CGI trailer as an example for based on a Lovecraft thing called The Mountain of Madness. He's been wanting to make this movie for almost 20 years.
Oh,
and now he's finally able to do it. I'm pissed off because Sci-Fi, the Sci-Fi Network or whatever, they came up with an article saying that this is he's planning a sequel to The Thing, and I'm like, no, it's a Lovecraft thing that he's making, but he's like, no, this is John Carpenter's The Thing sequel that he's working on. I'm like, no, please stop saying that.
Oh, well, what are you gonna do?
I mean,
they can't report news for the life of them, so I mean.
Yeah, well, and a lot of them don't care because they all know they're going to lose their jobs in the coming months. Tech is collapsing. No one's reading these articles. So don't be surprised if you.
Tech produces no value. They don't produce any actual product. So the fact that they've been making this money is artificially inflated.
Well, they have venture capital that they got to get started. And the venture capital's drying up for all the various different news outlets out there. Yeah. So now they won't have anything to work with unless they get more money. And they probably won't because everyone sees the numbers. Nobody's reading the shit. Yeah. It's all propaganda. Nobody believes in it at all. So,
and it's not like they're making chairs, so it's not like you can figure out another market for chairs to sell it. There's no tangible, useful product that they make. There's no value for any of what they're producing.
And they don't vet the people they hire, people who write these articles. You want to know how I know this? One of my
fucking
my old
grammar and punctuation in the fucking articles.
Well, there is that too. But one of my buddies there, you guys may not remember him. His name's Schmeckel. Back when we used to do the Cunt Stream. So Schmeckel, he was gonna do a whole video about this. He pretended to be a woman, and he got the job. And they sent him. He got paid and everything for it. And nobody questioned the fact that they were paying a dude, and not this actual whatever his name was. I don't remember the woman's name. He was pretending to be, and it was clearly not him because they asked for a photo, and I think he sent them a photo of some actress, and it's no one put two and two together yet. So it was a fairly well known actress too.
Yeah. This is Angelina Jolie's picture. That's me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, a little quick Google image search could have fucking stopped it, but nobody bothered you can do that.
Maybe he didn't get paid. I don't remember. He'll have to tell me the story next time I talk to him. But it was fucking hilarious.
I hope he's doing good. That guy was fun people.
He is living happily ever after. He's making good money. His daughter's doing real good. He's got a nice big house. At the time, he had a couple of girlfriends he was juggling back and forth, so he was doing pretty good.
Right on.
Did he ever figure out how to use a headset? Isn't he the one that would always not use a headset?
Well, he wouldn't was streaming? Take off his fucking hat.
Yeah, that was part of the problem.
Oh yeah,
he has
the slash hat.
Yeah, because he had a giant bald spot that he was embarrassed about, so he didn't want to see his giant bald spot.
Yeah, the Tim Pool thing, huh? All right, I got you.
I mean, I can't think of any other reason you would not want to wear, you would not take your hat off other than that.
I promise I wouldn't say, so I'm not gonna say because I actually saw him without the hat. But I will say this: people where he was working said that he was awfully intimidating. They thought, well, okay, I don't want to make everyone intimidated by me, so he decided to get his hair dyed, and so now he's a blonde. Which is funny to see. Now they found him more terrifying because they say he looks like a fucking serial killer.
Oh no!
I forgot. He's a pretty big dude, right? He's like 6'4" or something like that, right?
He's tall, but he's scrawny.
All right.
Yeah, but he's got the beard and stuff, and apparently he's too tall and he's too intimidating. But it was fucking hilarious.
Damn. All right. On that note,
let's call it there. Yeah.
Take care,
for anyone that stuck around, Dade Lee Murphy, if you're still there, appreciate you stopping by for the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
And bye-bye.
Right.